Chapter 11:14. Wan Malay quickly took the opportunity to grab Heju's phone and open the message. When she saw the content, she cursed silently in her heart. How could he delete all the messages in it? Heju, how dare you not let me see it? You have a guilty conscience. What did you talk about? No, she had to get information from Heju. She put down the phone and walked angrily to the kitchen. I'm embarrassed that you're always making breakfast. My mom said that this kind of thing should be done by women. Wan Malay said obediently. Don't talk like that, Heju said. Wan Malay thought, you don't like it when I'm gentle? Let me ask you, have you contacted that woman again? No. No? Really? Or did you delete the messages? Did you look at my phone? Heju asked. No. Wan Malay looked at the breakfast Heju made and said, since you don't like my gentleness, you'll make all the breakfast from now on. Wan Malay rolled her eyes and turned to wash up. Seriously, he didn't like to hear nice things and just wanted her to be mean? What kind of attitude was that? Wan Malay thought of something and suddenly turned to look at Heju. She even walked closer to him and said, Heju, don't tell me you're a masochist. I like to torture each other. Goodbye. Wan Malay turned and ran away. Heju watched her run away in a hurry, and the corners of his mouth twitched slightly. Wan Malay washed her face gloomily. What should she do? If the messages were deleted, how was she going to investigate? Heju was too smart. When the family of 5 was eating breakfast, Di Haoyan said in a low voice, come with me to send the children later. Tang Bao looked at Di Haoyan. He did not look at her, but it was obvious that he was talking to her. She was unwilling at first, but when she saw the children looking at her, she immediately smiled. Okay. It seemed like she hadn't sent them to school for a few days, so she couldn't help but feel a little embarrassed. Actually, we don't need to drive anymore. It's the same if the driver drives us, Bao said. Daddy, Mommy, I can go to school by myself. Xiao Bao said. Di Bowling said. Anyway, I used to go to school by myself, so I didn't need a ride. Just as Tang Bao was about to say something, Di Haoyan said, that's for the best. Today is the last time I'll send you off. In the future, take the bus back to school on your own. All right, the children said with one voice. Tang Bao looked at Di Haoyan's expression and then at the children. He did not say anything. At this moment, Zhongli walked over with Tang Bao's cell phone in his hand. Young madam, your cell phone has been ringing. Tang Bao was stunned for a moment and asked, where did you find it? In the bathroom. Tang Bao was speechless. Di Haoyan actually hid her briefcase in the bathroom? Why didn't she think of that? But how did she know that Di Haoyan would hide it in there? She thought that it was in the bedroom or living room. Looking at the missed call, Tang Bao saw that it was Wan Malay. He immediately got up and went to the dining room to pick her up. What's the matter so early in the morning? Let me tell you, I saw the text messages on Heju's cell phone. Really? Is there any progress? You have to believe it. What progress? Heju deleted all the text messages on his cell phone. He's actually starting to guard against me. Wan Malay said excitedly. You're talking about this progress? Are you asking for a beating? Her heart skipped a beat. Let's meet, and then we'll discuss it at length. Anyway, you're in a conflict with young Master D now. If he doesn't care about you, maybe he'll take action if you give him some space. What do you think? Tang Bao originally wanted to say that she had something to do with the studio, but thinking about how long it would take to have a meal, he agreed. Okay. After the phone call, he returned to the dining room and continued to eat. Then, she felt Di Haoyan's cold aura pressing down on her again. Tang Bao was baffled. He couldn't even answer a single call. If she said that she went out for lunch with Wan Malay, wouldn't it be even scarier? Tang Bao didn't want to say it now. He didn't want to scare the children. On the way to send the children to school, it was all silent. Tang Bao talked to the children, but Di Haoyan didn't say a word. Tang Bao could feel Di Haoyan's sharp black eyes looking at her, as if he wanted to see through her body. Tang Bao acted as if she didn't feel anything and just didn't look at him. After sending the children to school, on the way to tea, Tang Bao sat by the car window and looked at the street outside. Who called? Di Haoyan asked coldly. Tang Bao was still thinking, if you don't ask me, I'll find it strange. Can't you give me a little surprise? She said, it's nothing. Malay called. He's looking for me. I'm going out to eat. However, Di Hao Ian immediately surprised her, because although his expression was cold, he actually didn't stop her. If this was an accident, then what was? If it was any other time, Di Hao Ian's aura would be quite dangerous and scary. Compared to now, this moment was benevolent. At around 10 o'clock, Tang Bao went to see Wan Malay. In the private room again, Tang Bao sat down and said, I feel like the two of us are like the head of the Secret Service doing underground work. We're sneaking around. If we're not sneaking around, won't we be discovered? What do you think we should do? What do you mean by long-term planning? Tang Bao didn't understand. What I want to say is that I probably won't be able to get anything from Hiju. I didn't expect him to delete the text message. Hiju has been by Di Hao Ian's side for so many years, and he used to be trained in the army. Even you can't deal with him? Then you can only investigate from the young master. Investigate like this? His phone is cleaner than mine. You looked at it? Wan Malay was more surprised. I sometimes use his phone to browse Weibo. Wan Malay didn't understand. Why do you use his phone to browse Weibo? That's because I'm afraid that my phone will run out of battery. If you run out of battery, don't you know how to charge it? That's troublesome. F***CK. You're too lazy. The young master really dotes on you too much. If such a man would find a woman, then are there any reliable men in this world? Wan Malay asked. Tang Bao didn't say anything. She felt that way too. If she and Di Hao Ian went through so much trouble and he found a woman to betray her in the end, wouldn't she vomit 3 pounds of blood first? But I keep feeling that something is strange. Tang Bao pondered. What's strange? This morning, I told Di Hao Ian that I was going to have lunch with you at noon, but he didn't say anything. This isn't like him. Then what was he like in the past? Wan Malay asked. He was especially scary. You don't know Di Hao Ian's aura. It can make people's legs go weak. But he didn't today. I was wondering why he didn't. Songshu 566. Chapter 11:15. Could it be that he's indulging you now? Does he feel that he shouldn't control you too much? Wan Malay asked. How would I know? It's all just my guess. Sai, what should we do? Are we just going to let this woman threaten us? Tang Bao thought. I think if there's really something, based on Mia's personality, she'll definitely run to me to show off her relationship with Di Hao Ian. Or show off in front of me, Wan Malay said. She has a grudge against me. So the possibility of Hiju is 0. Wan Malay was about to say something when Tang Bao's phone rang. Tang Bao took out his phone and frowned when he saw the caller ID. Who is it? Wan Malay craned his neck to take a look. No name. A stranger? Tang Bao picked up. Hello, who is this? Long time no see. President Tang. A woman's voice came through. Mia. Tang Bao immediately recognized it and looked at the surprised Wan Malay. I'm so happy that you actually guessed it. This means that I still have a lot of weight in President Tang's heart. Tang Bao smiled faintly. I can't help it. If I can't even recognize your voice and your face has undergone plastic surgery, how can I recognize you? You, President Tang, you're really sharp-tongued, but I want to know how long you can be so smug. I've asked you before, do you feel that the young master's attitude towards you has changed? Haven't you noticed the content of the young master's text messages every night? Tang Bao immediately thought of the text messages that Wan Malay saw on Hiju's phone and understood everything. What are you trying to say? What are you doing now? I have an appointment with the young master today. He should be on his way here. Tang Bao's heart skipped a beat, but he still said calmly, just because you say so? I'm having dinner with Di Hao Ian. I don't believe you. If you have the ability, get him to answer the phone. Do you think I'll answer just because you said so? You dare to pick up a call from the king of Imperial City? Why wouldn't I dare to accept it? He even said that he likes me in the message. Tengu, you're a man. How can you fight with a woman? I think if you really want to fight with me, you can go and change your gender first. Mia mocked. I find it hard to believe, and I don't want to accept that you and Xiao Bao actually have the same parents. Tang Bao's face was cold. You don't have to worry about that. Maybe Xiao Bao will grow up to be smarter than me. I don't think it's smart at all. Besides, Xiao Bao will never be like you. A country bumpkin will always be a country bumpkin. You haven't seen the world yet. You feel so superior just because you have some achievements. I really feel sorry for you. You. Mia was furious. She hated it when people called her a country bumpkin. In order to change herself, she was trying her best to get rid of the past, but Tangu kept touching her sore spot. Yes, I used to be a country bumpkin, but you have to know that success doesn't care about history. Do you understand? As long as I'm with the young master, I can trample anyone under my feet. Why did Tang Bao sound like he was listening to a crazy woman talking? Are you okay? Maybe you think I'm talking nonsense. If you don't believe me, come to the high-class clubhouse and see if the person I'm meeting is the young master. After saying that, she even gave him the address and hung up the phone. Tang Bao's hand that was holding the phone lowered, and his face was a little cold. What's wrong? What did Mia say? Why did she call you out of the blue? Didn't I say it? If Mia really has something going on with Di Hao Yin, she will definitely show off in front of me. She said that she has already made an appointment with Di Hao Yin. She even gave me the address and told me to go there. Do you think Di Hao Yin is really there? Will he really meet with Mia? Tang Bao asked gloomily. His heart was uncomfortable and swollen. I'm not sure about this either. If it's not true, would Mia be so sure? How about this? We'll go there directly. If it's true, then we'll directly cripple that little b asterisk tch Mia. Tang Bao felt that if it was true, so what if she killed Mia? She wanted to know how Di Hao Yin would react. It must be very interesting. Mia was sitting in the private room of the high-class clubhouse, waiting nervously. She was dressed very innocently, but she did not lose her sexiness, especially her chest, which was revealing her flesh. She looked at herself in the mirror again and again, afraid that she would expose herself. It was not easy for her to make an appointment with Di Hao Yin, so one could imagine how excited she was. Not long after, the door of the private room was pushed open, and the person who came in was He Ju. The person who came in next was Di Hao Yin. His tall figure made the large private room seem small and oppressive. Young master. Mia stood up and called out tenderly. Di Hao Yin was expressionless. He sat down in his seat and lit a cigarette, completely ignoring the fact that there was a lady beside him. He never smoked when he was around Tang Bao. He Ju closed the door and stood guard outside. Only Di Hao Yin and Mia were left in the private room. Mia did not care if Di Hao Yin was smoking in front of her at this moment. She felt that even smoking was especially sexy, and she liked the smell of tobacco even more. It was full of masculinity. Young master, you can say it now. Di Hao Yin narrowed his dark eyes, and his face could not be seen clearly because of the smoke. Mia knew what Di Hao Yin wanted to know, but she did not want to say it so quickly. Young master, are you hungry? Why don't we order first? How about we talk while we eat? Di Hao Yin looked at Mia. His gaze was as sharp as a knife that seemed to be able to pierce through her body. Mia instinctively tensed up and lowered her head shyly. Young master, why are you looking at me like that? I'll be embarrassed. You'll be embarrassed? Di Hao Yin asked. Of course I'll be embarrassed. No matter how much we chat in text messages, I'll still be embarrassed when the content is put in front of me, Mia said as she deliberately bit her lower lip with her teeth. Such a typical small detail carried a hint of seduction. However, Di Hao Yin looked at her without any change in expression. However, in Mia's opinion, if Di Hao Yin was looking at her like that, it meant that he was attracted by her face. Young master, I didn't cause you any trouble when I texted you tonight, did I? No, that's good. I was worried that President Tang would see it. Mia said cautiously, but when she did not see Di Hao Yin's displeasure when she mentioned Tangu, she became bolder. I think President Tang is quite a good person, and he takes care of me in all sorts of ways. I think it must be because of my little sister that President Tang treats me so well. If President Tang is busy, I can take care of young master. The last sentence was very straightforward. However, Di Hao Yin did not respond to her. Awesome novel, Xinwu 799. Chapter 11:16. Mia quickly tried to smooth things over. Then I'll order first. What does young master like to eat? Anything. Mia called the waiter over and began to order. She ordered the dishes that she thought Di Hao Yin liked to eat. Di Hao Ian listened to the names of the dishes. They were indeed the dishes that he usually ate. How would Mia know? Di Hao Ian's aura was cold, and he didn't say a word. After Mia ordered the dishes, Di Hao Ian didn't object. That meant that she ordered the right dishes. Fortunately, she had done her homework and asked Lan Wanru early. Lan Wanru and Di Hao Ian had known each other for so many years. It was impossible that he didn't know what Di Hao Ian liked to eat. When the dishes were served, Di Hao Ian didn't have any intention of eating. Mia asked, "Young master, why aren't you eating? Is the food not to your liking?" "Yes," Di Hao Ian said. Mia thought to herself, "It can't be, right? Could it be that Lan Wanru wasn't telling the truth to her?" "Focus on the main point," Di Hao Ian said. Mia didn't dare to object and could only order another set. This time, Di Hao Ian didn't say anything. Tang Bao and Wan Malay appeared in the high-class clubhouse and walked towards the private room. From afar, they saw 2 rows of bodyguards standing outside the door. There were also some familiar faces, such as He Ju and Zhang Chao. Without asking, they knew who was in the private room. However, it was hard to say whether it was Di Hao Ian or 2 people inside. He Ju didn't expect to see Tang Bao and Wan Malay. He didn't remember what message on his phone would be seen by Wan Malay. "Yo, what a coincidence. He Ju actually saw you here." Malay covered his mouth. Tang Bao didn't give He Ju a chance to speak. Wan Malay obeyed and stepped forward to cover his mouth. He Ju was speechless. The other bodyguards looked on, not daring to move. One was He Ju's girlfriend, and the other was the young master's wife. Who would dare to touch them? Tang Bao walked to the door of the private room. To be honest, although she was mentally prepared, she was still afraid of what would happen when she pushed open the door. Tang Bao walked out of the clubhouse and opened the car door to get into the car. Just as she was about to close the door, Di Hao Ian squeezed in. "Get out of the car." Tang Bao was furious. "No." Di Hao Ian hugged her. "I was wrong. I shouldn't have met that woman in private." Tang Bao looked at him and laughed. "Are you kidding me? Would I stop you from meeting other women? I just don't want you to hide it from me. Actually, if you had told me the truth, I might have helped you. You wouldn't have had to go through so much trouble to find Iju. Don't you think so?" "Bao, I swear to God, I definitely didn't mean that." Di Hao Ian raised his hand as if he was surrendering. "Get out of the car." Tang Bao kicked him. "Drive." Di Hao Ian ordered the driver. The driver hurriedly drove carefully, afraid that he would be implicated. "Who told you to drive?" Tang Bao shouted at the driver in front. The driver was speechless. "You two are quarreling. It's very difficult for me, okay?" Although he thought so, he still drove the car. Tang Bao was so angry that she was burning with anger, but there was nothing she could do. "Be good, don't be angry. Explain yourself," Tang Bao questioned. "Okay, I'll tell you. I met that woman because I wanted to know her face. I don't want to hear your explanation. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it." Di Hao Ian was speechless. Tang Bao was so angry that she leaned against the car window and looked out. She did not look at Di Hao Ian, as if she would vomit blood if she looked at him. This man actually met with Mia, sent her ambiguous text messages, and even asked Ju to cover for her. He was really something. "Bao, I was wronged. I only did that to investigate the mastermind behind Mia." Tang Bao did not want to hear his explanation, but Di Hao Ian had to say it. He did not want to die of heartache if he angered his baby. "Mastermind?" Tang Bao turned and looked at him coldly. "Have you found out?" "Not yet. Continue to coax me. I don't want to hear a word." "Bao, I'm telling the truth. I swear to God. I won't believe you no matter what you swear. Don't talk to me. Bao, I'm wrong. Forgive your husband. Okay? Go away." Tang Bao, who was being hugged, was really angry. However, she was not as strong as Di Hao Ian. In his hands, she was as weak as a chicken. When the car arrived at the studio, Tang Bao got out of the car and ignored Di Hao Ian. He went straight to the studio. "CEO Tang, you're back." Xiao Ding had just gone to greet him when she saw that Tang Ji's expression was very bad. Then, she saw Di Hao Ian behind her and was so scared that her body immediately stiffened. Then, they went up to the second floor one after another. Xiao Ding looked at the atmosphere. Why was something wrong? It seemed like CEO Tang was very angry. Who provoked him? Could it be the young Master T? Tang Bao entered the office and was about to close the door. He blocked the door and said, "Go back to your tea." "No, why not? This is your territory." "I think it's mine." Tang Bao had forgotten about this and let go of her hand. "Then you stay here. I'll leave." "Okay." He turned around and left, but Di Hao Yin grabbed him and carried him into the office. "Di Hao Yin, let go of me. Let go of me." Tang Bao's angry voice was shut behind the office door. Several staff members downstairs were very surprised. They had clearly seen the scene just now. CEO Tang is too awesome, right? He actually dared to shout at the head of T. More than awesome. He was too awesome. I worship CEO Tang from the bottom of my heart. Why do I feel like the two of them are quarreling like a young couple? But doesn't CEO Tang have a family background? Could it be that CEO Tang is two-timing? Bisexual? Aya. Xiao Ding hit the head of the person who was gossiping with a document. "Sister Ding, why did you hit me? I didn't say anything wrong." CEO Tang has something to discuss with the young master. "Is it as mysterious as you say?" "Sister Ding, can't you see that it's a young couple quarreling?" That's right, that's right. When I'm jealous of my boyfriend, it's like this." Xiao found it hard to refute. After all, there were so many pairs of eyes watching. However, she couldn't agree with them. "Don't talk nonsense. I know CEO Tang very well. He's not that kind of person. There must be some misunderstanding." "Okay, don't think too much. Get to work." Tang Bao stood by the window and stared coldly at Di Haoqian. "You'd better go back to your tea now. Maybe I'll calm down. If you stay here, I'll definitely get angrier and angrier. I can go over. If it's not enough, you have to eat with me first." "Eat? Young master, are you not full? If you go back to eat if you're not full, I think Mia will be very happy." Di Haoyin looked at her angry face, walked forward, and pressed her against the glass window. Songshu 566. Chapter 11:17. Bao, you look so charming when you're jealous. "I don't think so. Are you going to let go of me or not?" Tang Bao was angry. "You're not allowed to go hungry. What if I don't eat? I'll take you back to my office now." Tang Bao's expression changed. "I'm not going. Then I'll get someone to bring the food over. I'll watch you finish eating before I leave." Tang Bao gritted her teeth. She was completely set up. She didn't want to do this at all, but could she resist? Di Hao Ian would definitely bring her back to tea. She didn't want to. There was nothing this devil couldn't do. "I'll eat." Di Hao Ian kissed her little mouth. "Good girl." Tang Bao couldn't dodge and was kissed by him. She was so angry that she almost stopped breathing. Fortunately, Di Hao Ian let go of her in time, and her anger subsided a little. Di Hao Ian made a call, and soon the food was brought over. It was placed neatly in front of Tang Bao. Tang Bao sat there and started eating under Di Hao Ian's supervision. It was really supervision because Di Hao Ian didn't eat and just sat there watching her eat. If it was in the past, Tang Bao would definitely let him eat with her. But now, one meal wouldn't starve him to death. Besides, she didn't ask him to sit there and not eat. He could go back to his tea to eat. She definitely wouldn't stop him. After Tang Bao was almost done eating, she asked, "Can you go back to tea now? We'll leave together tonight. You're not allowed to leave first." With a dangerous gaze, he left after saying that. Tang Bao really didn't want to go back with Di Hao Yin. It was as if he had seen through her, and it made her very unhappy. But she couldn't ignore Di Hao Yin's threat. Her phone rang. It was a text message. Tang Bao glanced at it. It was Juan Malay. "Did young Master D explain it to you? What was going on?" Tang Bao called, and Juan Malay answered. "Why are you sending a text message? Can't you just call her directly?" "That's because I don't dare." "What if you're communicating with the young master in that aspect?" "Who wants to communicate with him? I'm so pissed off. She really did have an affair with Mia." Tang Bao felt that the lunch she had eaten was so bloated that her stomach felt uncomfortable. "Don't be angry. Don't be angry. I knew you would be very angry, so I came to comfort you. You don't have to comfort me. It's useless." "Didn't the young master explain it to you?" "What's the point of explaining? Didn't he meet Mia in private? If it weren't for the Mia playing tricks behind my back, I would still be in the dark." Tang Bao was furious when he thought about it. Why did young Master D meet Mia? Wan Malay asked curiously. Go ask Iju. He should know best. All right, I asked when he came back. Don't be angry. The young Master D is in the wrong now. You can do whatever you want to him. Wan Malay gave her an idea to vent her anger. Tang Bao was not in the mood to deal with Di Hao Tian at all. When she pushed open the door of the private room, the feeling of falling to the bottom was indescribable. Di Hao Ian knew that Mia was interested in him, but he still went to see Mia. What was the meaning of this? Did he have to go through so much trouble just to find out who was behind Mia? She saw that Di Hao Ian was starting to have ulterior motives. In the afternoon, Tang Bao contacted the scriptwriters and Luo Luoli to help write the script tomorrow. Luo Luoli's script was written, but it still needed to be edited. After all, Luo Luoli was a newbie and there were many things that she did not know, so she still needed to find some experienced scriptwriters. She was doing this in the afternoon. After she was done, Tang Bao wanted to leave the studio. She really did not want to go back with Di Hao Ian. Thinking of Di Hao Ian's warning, she felt that she was too cowardly. The one in the wrong was Di Hao Ian. Why did he have to be so domineering towards her? It was as if she was the one in the wrong. Tang Bao did not care anymore. The more she thought about it, the angrier she became. Thus, she called the driver to drive the car up. What? Who are you driving for? Tang Bao was angry when she heard the driver's words. Young madam, this is the young master's order. I don't dare to disobey, the driver said timidly. Tang Bao was so angry that she hung up the phone. Fine, the driver listened to you, right? Then I'll take the car back myself, okay? Tang Bao picked up her briefcase and was about to get off work. President Tang, you're off work? Yes. No matter how angry Tang Bao was, her attitude towards her employees was still the same as before. She would not vent her anger on them. However, Shouting was still quite concerned about Tang Bao. President Tang, did you quarrel with the young master? Who told you? Tang Bao frowned. We all saw it. Xiao Ding was referring to the employees in the studio. Just as she was about to say something, she saw that the luxury car outside had already stopped. It was black and domineering. If it was not Di Hao Ian's car, who else could it be? Was she still going to take the first step? Tang Bao felt that no matter how early she was, Di Hao Ian would always have a way to stop her. Ah, it's the young master's car. President Tang? Hurry up and go, Xiao Ding said. Tang Bao was blocked. What else could she do? Di Hao Ian would not let her go alone. She had no choice but to get into Di Hao Ian's car. However, Tang Bao's face was still cold. She did not look at Di Hao Ian and only looked out the car window. Are you still angry? Di Hao Ian leaned against her and hugged her waist. Tang Bao did not say anything, did not react, and did not struggle. She treated Di Hao Ian as air. Besides, what was the use of her struggling? Since it was futile, she might as well ignore him. Bao. Di Hao Ian kissed Tang Bao's face with his thin lips. Tang Bao frowned but still did not say anything. Then Di Hao Ian went even more overboard. Tang Bao was so shocked that she immediately grabbed his hand and glared at him. What are you doing? Don't be angry. Hubby was wrong. Forgive hubby? I won't forgive you. Don't you think it's strange that Mia did plastic surgery according to your face? Tang Bao did not say anything and turned her face to the side. She did think it was strange, but this was not a reason for Di Hao Ian to meet Mia in private. Even if he had his own reasons, why didn't he tell her? Tang Bao was very angry about this. If he didn't show up, I would have found out who was behind it. Are you saying that I shouldn't have shown up? I already said that I didn't stop you from continuing to meet Mia. Don't put all the blame on me, Tang Bao said unhappily. Why do I think that you shouldn't have shown up? Your jealous look is more interesting than finding out who's behind it. Tang Bao was so angry that her face turned red. She did not want to talk to Di Hao Ian anymore. Was she jealous? She just couldn't stand the sand in her eyes. Usually, Di Hao Ian had all kinds of control over her. When it was her turn, he actually wanted to get away with it so easily. It was not that easy. When they returned to the castle, Tang Bao was full of unhappiness. When she saw the children, she restrained herself. However, she had a good attitude towards everyone, but she did not want to talk to Di Hao Ian at all. Come and see. Honsha 866. Chapter 11:18. After dinner, Tang Bao returned to her room, and so did Di Haotian. Zhongli and Lian watched the children play outside. Zhongli asked, "Am I overthinking? Why do I feel like the relationship between young master and young madam has worsened?" "I think so. It's really one trouble after another. Previously, it was young master who was angry with young madam, but now it seems that young madam is the one who is angry. I don't understand. What made them so angry?" Zhongli asked curiously. Lian didn't say anything. After Tang Bao returned to her room, she held her phone and played with it. Even if Di Hao Ian was right in front of her, she didn't make any eye contact with him. Although Di Hao Ian's strong presence made her distracted, she would rather be distracted than pay attention to him. Di Hao Ian leaned forward and hugged Tang Bao. "What are you doing?" "Sitting on me and playing." "Why should I sit on you when there's a sofa?" "Let me down." Tang Bao struggled. "If you move again, you'll be responsible for putting out the fire." Tang Bao's body stiffened, and she glared at Di Hao Ian angrily. "What do you want?" Di Hao Ian hugged her intimately. "How can I not be angry?" Tang Bao looked at Di Hao Ian's fawning expression. No matter how fawning he was still a beast. She thought about it and asked, "Do you want to know?" "Yes." "Let me down first, and I'll tell you." "Okay." Di Hao Ian really let go of her. After all, he didn't have to worry about a certain little thing escaping from his grasp. After Tang Bao regained her freedom, she sat on the sofa opposite him. She put her fair feet on the coffee table and said like a boss, "Kneel down, and I'll forgive you." "What?" Di Hao Ian's expression changed. "You want a man like me to kneel down to you? Don't bother me if you don't want to. Don't even think about it." Di Hao Ian stood up and left with a sullen face. Tang Bao sneered and continued to play with her phone. However, in the next second, Di Hao Ian knelt in front of Tang Bao with a thud. Tang Bao was so shocked that the phone in her hand fell to the ground. She stared at Di Hao Ian, who was kneeling in front of her, in astonishment. This person, she just wanted him to back off. She didn't really want him to kneel. She never thought that Di Hao Ian would kneel before her. Why'd he really kneel down? "You." Di Hao Ian's big hands grabbed her 2 feet. "In front of you, I don't care about my face anymore. Now, you can't be angry anymore. You said you wouldn't be angry as long as I kneel down." Tang Bao only felt the heat and roughness of Di Hao Ian's palm spread to the soles of her feet, causing her body to tremble. She retracted her feet as if she had been scalded. However, Di Hao Ian's grip was so strong that as long as he didn't let go, she wouldn't be able to retract her feet. I get up first. What are you doing?" Tang Bao didn't want to be kneeled down. "I'll get up as long as you're not angry." "Are you addicted to kneeling?" Who was the one who was determined not to kneel just now? "Let go of my feet first. They're very soft and fragrant. I like them." Tang Bao thought to herself, "If only my feet were Hong Kong feet, I could smell you to death." At this moment, Zhongli came to look for Tang Bao. The door was open, and they were in the living room, not the bedroom. Therefore, they could see everything clearly as soon as they came in. Zhongli was so scared that her face turned pale, and she quickly retreated. Tang Bao didn't expect anyone to come in and forgot that the door was open. "Get up." Tang Bao lowered her voice. "I'm not getting up." "Then you can continue to kneel." Zhongli, who was outside, didn't want to make a sound. It meant that she had never been there and didn't want to see that scene. She felt that she was very likely to be killed by the young master. "What's the matter?" Zhongli pinched her nose. "Nothing. I just wanted to ask if you want to eat cake. It's newly made in the kitchen. I don't want to eat it. Don't let the children eat too much either." "Okay, got it." Zhongli regretted it so much. Why did she come over to ask? If she didn't ask, she wouldn't have seen that scene. After saying that, she quickly ran downstairs. Lian looked at her flustered expression and hurriedly asked, "What happened?" Zhongli pulled Lian aside so that the children wouldn't hear. "I don't know if I should tell you." "No, I'd better tell you. When a young master gets angry, the supervisor is there, so I don't have to be so scared. I went to the bedroom just now. Guess what I saw? The young master was kneeling in front of young madam." Lian was stunned and didn't seem to believe it. "It's true. Otherwise, why would I be so scared? I really saw it. I'm so shocked. The young master actually knelt in front of someone. Is this still the scary young master in our hearts? He can even kneel in front of his wife so easily. Zhongli felt that she was dreaming. No, she wouldn't even dare to dream like this. Di Bowling looked at the two people whispering not far away and said, "What did Zhongli see that made you so scared?" Bao glanced at them. "I don't know. It must have something to do with Mommy. I say you two, go to the bedroom and take a look," Di Bowling suggested. "Okay, I'll go take a look." Xiao Bao stood up and was about to go, but Bao grabbed her hand and made her continue to sit there. "There's no need to go." Bao looked at Di Bowling unkindly. "Behave yourself." Di Bowling looked fearless. He felt that he had never succeeded in deceiving Bao. This made him very unhappy. Xiao Bao didn't understand what was going on with the two of them at all. She looked left and right. "Don't worry about him. Eat." Bao pushed the cake in front of her. "But is Mommy okay? Why don't I go and see Mommy?" Xiao Bao was a little worried that she had been deceived. "There's no need to go. Mommy is fine." "Daddy is here," Bao said. Xiao Bao thought about it and agreed. As long as Daddy was here, Mommy would be fine. In the room, Tang Bao sat there while Di Haoyin knelt there, still holding on to her two little feet. Tang Bao felt that even though he was holding her feet, her whole body was heating up. The heat went straight to her face. "Are you going to let go of me or not?" Tang Bao was angry. She couldn't do anything about it. "Bao, don't be angry. Why would I like that kind of woman? Aren't you insulting me?" "Insulting?" She was amused by this word and sneered. "I don't think so. When I went in, the two of you were so intimate. Bao, that woman is playing tricks. Can't you see? Don't worry, I'll skin her alive later." If other people said this, she would just take it as a joke. However, Di Haoyin was different. Tang Bao's scalp went numb when he heard this. "That's Xiao Bao's biological sister. Isn't it enough for you, too? Shun Fugawei? I was thinking that after I found out who was behind this, I would make sure that their family would never have the chance to enter D City again." Tang Bao looked at Di Haoyin from the corner of his eyes. "Who do you think it is?" Songshu 566. Chapter 1119. What? 2 million? Luo Luoli looked at Luo Meiwan in confusion. Luo Meiwan was so regretful that she couldn't even lift her head. Her tears kept falling. "My mom is playing mahjong with you?" Luo Luoli asked in confusion. She didn't believe that Luo Meiwan would play mahjong with these people. Moreover, they usually played mahjong for fun. The most they would lose was around 100 yuan. How could it be 2 million? She immediately felt that something was wrong. "She's playing against us," said a plump woman who was about the same age as Luo Meiwan, who had been sitting at the mahjong table. She wasn't the only one. There was another man and woman. "Why are you playing so big?" Luo Luoli asked suspiciously. "I don't even know what's going on. Every time they play, it's always so big. That's why I didn't ask today. It's also because my luck wasn't good. I lost all of them. It was only 200 yuan, but they said that today's game was bigger. They're robbing us," Luo Meiwan said agitatedly. She didn't expect that the people who usually played mahjong with her would cheat her. She felt that they were not bad people, so she always played together. The hooligan next to her slapped Luo Meiwan's face. Luo Luoli was about to go crazy. She went forward and pushed the hooligan away. "Get lost. Mom, are you okay?" The hooligan who was pushed away didn't get angry. Instead, he looked at Luo Luoli with a perverted gaze. I'm fine. Go. Call the police." Luo Meiwan's mouth was bleeding from a slap. "Call the police? Even the police in this area have to call us brothers. Even if they arrest us, it's just for show. When we come out, we'll kill you," the hooligan threatened. Luo Luoli knew that she couldn't fight head-on. She said, "Okay, I'll give you 2 million. Luo Luoli took out a card from her bag and threw it directly at the hooligan. "There's exactly 2 million in here. Can we go now?" The hooligan picked up the card. "I don't think you'll dare to play any tricks. But now that I have the money, I want the person too." "What do you mean?" Luo Luoli couldn't help but panic. "This bet is not only about exchanging money, but also cutting off one of your mother's fingers." in case she doesn't learn her lesson the next time she gambles and doesn't pay up. What? You? Luo Luoli couldn't believe that people could be so trashy. He stood in front of Luo Meiwan and said, I won't allow you to touch my mother. Loli, leave quickly. Let's go. How could Luo Luoli ignore Luo Meiwan and run away by herself? Even if she wanted to leave, she would take Luo Meiwan with her. She pulled Luo Meiwan over. Let's go. However, before he could take 2 steps, he was stopped by the hooligans. Little Chili Pepper, don't be so angry. I haven't finished speaking yet. What else do you want to say? We don't have to cut off your mother's fingers. We can even let her go right now, but you have to stay. The hooligan's eyes were filled with something that made Luo Luoli feel disgusted. That's right. Let's have a good time. You and your mother will naturally be safe and sound. What do you think? That's a good deal. Luo Meiwan was scared out of his wits. He begged them, cut off my fingers and let my daughter go. I'm willing to cut off my fingers as long as you don't hurt my daughter. Mom. Luo Luoli pulled Luo Meiwan away. Loli, go back and wait for Mom. I'll be right back. I'll be fine. Luo Meiwan pushed her. I'm not leaving. Can't you see clearly? Hurry up and leave. The hooligan next to him laughed leisurely. You can fight here. If you don't want your fingers, we want you. He pointed his finger at Luo Luoli. No, absolutely not. Luo Meiwan protected Luo Luoli. I'm begging you. Let my daughter go. I'll do whatever you want. Big brother, my daughter is innocent. She's a good girl. You can't do this. Look at what you're saying. Who's not a good man? We're the same. Ha ha. Get out of my way. The hooligan directly pushed Luo Meiwan away. Mom. Luo Luoli hurriedly went to help Luo Meiwan, who was about to fall. But he was immediately stopped by the hooligan. He looked at Luo Luoli with a lustful expression. As long as you obey us, you'll be safe and sound. What's wrong with that? You disgusting people. Luo Luoli was filled with hatred. Disgusting? We'll let you know right away that no matter how disgusting something is, you still have to eat it. The hooligan went forward and directly pressed Luo Luoli onto the table and kissed her forcefully. Luo Luoli's hands pushed the person on top of her, and her head kept dodging. Loli, I'll fight it out with you. Luo Meiwan anxiously rushed forward, but was stopped by the hooligan. She could only watch helplessly as she cried. Loli, I'm begging you. I'll give you whatever you want. I'll give you a lot of money. Let my daughter go. But those hooligans would not let them go so easily. They were determined to get this beautiful girl. Since you don't want to kiss, then let's do something more exciting. The hooligan on top of Luo Luoli directly pulled Luo Luoli off the table and forced her to kneel on the ground. Then he took off his pants in front of Luo Luoli. Luo Luoli directly closed her eyes in disgust and wanted to vomit. You bunch of beasts! Luo Meiwan screamed. Come on, don't be shy. Serve me well. The hooligan excitedly pulled Luo Luoli's hair. Luo Luoli's whole body trembled from the humiliation she suffered. Her hand touched the broken glass on the ground, picked it up, and stabbed it directly into the man's thigh. The man retreated in pain and raised his hand to slap Luo Luoli's face. But his hand was caught in the air. The man was shocked. He looked up and met a pair of malicious and ruthless eyes. The next second, he heard the sound of his arm bones breaking. He was kicked out of the room. This was much more painful than the broken glass piercing into his leg. He hit the wall, and the whole room shook. Then he fell heavily to the ground. The other hooligans did not have time to react. They were shocked by the men in black who rushed in from outside. Their expressions immediately changed. Gu Linshin pulled Luo Luoli up. Are you hurt? Luo Luoli shook her head. She could not hold back her tears earlier, but when she saw Gu Linshin, she could not help but cry. I'm sorry I'm late. Gu Linshin wiped her tears. He was completely different from the ruthless person he was just now. Luo Luoli still shook her head. Gu Linshin's sinister and terrifying eyes looked around. Then he said to Luo Luoli softly, You guys go out first. I'll take care of this. Luo Luoli looked at the frightened Luo Meiwan and nodded. She went up and pulled Luo Mei out of the room. The other hooligans could only watch as such a stunner left. They did not dare to go forward. Gu Linshin walked to the hooligan who was still panting on the ground. His eyes were like the devil's as he looked at him. You actually treated her like this. Xinwu 799. Chapter 1120. Ooh, who the hell are you? Let me tell you, all the police officers in this area have to call me Big Brother. The hooligan said desperately. I'll let you know who I am right away. Gu Linshin lifted his foot and stepped on the glass shards, crushing all the shards on the outside. Ah! A blood-curdling scream was heard. The passers-by outside were so scared that they ran away. Luo Luoli and Luo Meiwan were still standing outside. Luo Meiwan asked worriedly, Will Linshin be okay? Mom, you go back first. I'll wait for Uncle here. How can you do that? It's okay. I'll come back for you after everything is settled. Go back. Luo Meiwan wanted to say something, but stopped. I know what you want to say, but you must have been set up. It's not your fault. I don't blame you either. Fortunately, Linshin came in time. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to make up for my sins, even if I died. Luo Meiwan was still scared when she thought about it. She had never encountered such a thing before. She didn't know how a game of mahjong had turned into a huge gamble. I called Little Uncle before I came here. So, with Little Uncle here, nothing will happen. I'll get you a cab. You go back first. Luo Luoli finally convinced Luo Meiwan to leave. Luo Luoli didn't leave. She stood at the door and waited for Gu Linshin. Her hands were clasped together. She was using a little strength and trembling. She knew that Gu Linshin would come, but she was still scared. The sounds of violent collisions and screams came from inside. It was like hell on earth. Soon, Gu Linshin came out. Lowly, Luo Luoli turned around and looked at Gu Linshin. There was no blood on him. He had entered and left without a scratch. It was as if he was just here to play mahjong. Luo Luoli looked into the mahjong room. Other than Gu Linshin's bodyguards, none of the hooligans had come out. Following the direction of the wind, she could even smell the thick scent of blood in the air. It's all right. Let's go. Gu Linshin held her hand and left the mahjong hall. Luo Luoli got into the car, lowered her head, and said, I'm sorry. Sorry for what? My mom didn't do it on purpose. She was also deceived. Gu Linshin stuffed the card into Luo Luoli's hands and pulled her closer. He lifted her chin and made her look at him. They're the ones who deserve to die. You don't have to apologize to me. The person you should be appeasing now is me. Luo Luoli's eyes were filled with confusion. She and Luo Meiwan were the only ones who were frightened. Why was she comforting Gu Linshin instead? Why? I can't imagine what would have happened if I had come a moment later. Gu Linshin's heart almost stopped when he saw Luo Luoli being bullied. Luo Luoli finally understood what Gu Linshin meant. Gu Linshin was frightened. Why didn't you wait for me to come before going in? Didn't you take my words seriously? Gu Linshin wanted to settle scores with her. Luo Luoli felt a little guilty. I was worried about my mom. So, if something had happened to you, do you think I would have treated her well? Gu Linshin's eyes were dark and ruthless. Luo Luoli looked at the murderous look in Gu Linshin's eyes in astonishment. Her whole body trembled. Was it that serious? Yes, it was serious, but Gu Linshin was obviously being unreasonable. You're taking your anger out on me. Luo Luoli pursed her lips and said, It's good that you know. Is it right to take my anger out on someone else? Luo Luoli asked angrily. If something had really happened to you, do you think I would still be rational? Everyone would have been unlucky. Luo Luoli didn't dare to say anything. Although she was fine this time, she was still worried that Gu Linshin would have a problem with Luo Meiwan. She hurriedly tugged at his sleeve. I'm fine now, aren't I? You can't blame my mom. She didn't want it to happen. Those people were too evil and schemed against her. Little uncle, don't be angry. Gu Linshin wanted to explode when he saw her showing weakness, but when he thought of Luo Luoli's fright, he didn't say anything in the end. He just held her face and kissed her. It was a deep kiss, but it felt more like he was licking her wounds. Luo Luoli's originally restless heart was gradually calmed down, but she thought that was all. However, Gu Linshin's initial pacification became more intense towards the end. Little uncle, Luo Luoli called out softly, as if begging for mercy. Don't move. I'll be done in a while. Gu Linshen directly put Luo Luoli down and pressed his body heavily on top of hers. Luo Luoli felt that Gu Linshen was a little out of control at this moment. It was as if he desperately wanted to know if this was true. Could it be that Gu Linshen was provoked by what had happened in the Mahjong hall? Was it because of her? Luo Luoli didn't struggle when she thought of this. She gripped the seat tightly with both hands and endured Gu Linshen's impatience. He was like a wolf that had run out of the forest and was galloping wildly on the prairie. There was no gap, no protection, no pause. The car had already stopped by a secluded roadside. The sky had already darkened. Luo Luoli was calmed down in Gu Linshen's arms. The musky smell in the car was so strong and scorching. She felt as if all the uneasiness she had been enduring had been soothed. There was no longer any panic or fear. Luo Luoli lowered her head and put on her clothes. Her back was facing Gu Linshen. Gu Linshen hugged her from behind. "Do you want to go home? I have to go to my mother's place. She must be waiting anxiously at home." It was all Gu Linshen's fault. What did he mean by in a while? His in a while was too long. "I'll go with you." Gu Linshen's voice was low and hoarse beside her ear. Luo Luoli only felt her heart tremble. Then she nodded. Luo Meiwan had been waiting at home for Luo Luoli. She didn't dare to call her and didn't even go out for dinner. Her heart was hanging by a thread. Although Gu Linshen was here and Luo Luoli was safe, this matter was still a big deal to her. How'd they deal with those people? Would it affect Gu Linshen and Luo Luoli? These were all her worries. She regretted it so much that she didn't know what to do. Mahjong was a game that everyone played in their free time. She didn't come here every day. It was rare for her to play. Why was she the only one who was fine? The sound of the door opening could be heard. The door opened and Luo Luoli walked in. Gu Linshen followed behind her. Luo Meiwan felt uneasy for a moment. She felt ashamed to face her mother. If it wasn't for her, she would have almost harmed her own daughter. "Mother," Luo Luoli called out to her. "The matter? How is it going? Do you want me to go to the police station?" Luo Meiwan asked. "No, it's already been dealt with." Luo Meiwan looked at Gu Linshen. "Linshen, I didn't know it would turn out like this. I almost harmed Luoli." "Mother, how can you say that you harmed me? Isn't everything fine now? Besides, I called Uncle in advance. Nothing will happen. At most, she will be bullied. Those people have been punished." Luo Luoli comforted her. Add Songshu 566. Chapter 1121. Gu Linshen said, "This matter is not as simple as it seems. We may need to investigate further." Luo Luoli was slightly taken aback. "What do you mean?" "Yes, I feel that something is amiss too. My mom always plays Mahjong for fun. How could she play so big with them? Could it be that we offended those Mahjong friends?" "Huh? Offended them?" Luo Meiwan tried to recall. "No, I don't go there every day. I only go once in a while and leave after the game. I know them, but it's not to the extent of offending them. Why would they harm me like this? It's okay. I'll investigate this matter. It's best if it's money grubber and nothing else." Gu Linshen's expression was cold. Luo Meiwan looked at Luo Luoli helplessly, but this matter could only be left to Gu Linshen to investigate. They did not have the ability to do so. There was no cooking at home, so the three of them went out to eat. On the way back, outside the car, Luo Luoli said to Gu Linshen, "I want to accompany my mom tonight. Is that okay?" Gu Linshen looked at the car, his expression not looking too good. "I'm going back tomorrow. I'm worried that my mom will be stressed after this incident. I want to comfort her. Otherwise, I won't be at ease." Gu Linshen looked at her coldly. "You want to comfort her, but why didn't you think of comforting me? It's not like I didn't comfort her in the afternoon." Luo Luoli's voice became softer as she spoke. Gu Linshen looked at her shy expression and his heart softened. He agreed. "I'll pick you up tomorrow." "Huh? You don't want to? Then don't go." Luo Luoli had no choice but to keep quiet. Otherwise, Gu Linshen would not let her sleep at her mother's place. Gu Linshen agreed so easily because he wanted to investigate this matter. Gu Linshen had just returned to the mansion when the bodyguard received a call. After answering the call, he walked behind Gu Linshen. "Young Master Gu, we've found the man. Bring him here." An hour later, A fat man in his 50s was thrown in front of Gu Linshan. Gu Linshan sipped his tea and watched the news on TV. It was all about the stock market and finance. The fat man knelt in front of Gu Linshan. Gu Linshan continued to watch his TV and drink his tea as if he did not see him. The fat man on the ground lowered his head and looked left and right. He was frightened by this grand and unfamiliar place. Who was this man? He was just a mahjong shop owner. He didn't offend this person. Gu Linshan was still watching TV a second ago, but in the next second, he threw the teacup in his hand to the fat man's head. Ah! The fat man fell to the ground and clutched his head. Blood flowed out from between his fingers. The glass shards scattered on the floor. Gu Linshan leaned back and pointed at the shards on the floor. Kneel! The fat man was so scared that his whole body trembled. Spare me, what did I do? Why are you doing this to me? I don't know you. The bodyguards behind him didn't waste time talking to him. They lifted him up and made him kneel on the glass shards. His pants were thin, so he felt pain when he knelt on them because of his weight. The fat man's face was distorted and his head was still bleeding. He was in a sorry state and his face was trembling with fear. The owner of the mahjong shop? Gu Linshan seemed to finally have time to talk to him. Yes. It's a small business. I didn't do anything wrong. I don't know how I offended you. If I did, I can make it up to you. I apologize, the fat man said, trembling. Do you know Luo Meiwan? Gu Linshan asked. Panic flashed across the fat man's face. It's okay if you don't want to talk. I'll let you know what it means to live a life worse than death. The fat man knew about the incident at the mahjong shop, but he escaped. I know, but I had no choice. Someone forced me to do it. I didn't do it alone. There were 3 mahjong friends. Don't worry about that. The 3 of them are disabled. The fat man was so scared that he couldn't speak. Do you want me to use something to pry open your mouth? Gu Linshan asked. This method of prying open his mouth was definitely not a good thing. It sounded especially horrifying. I'll talk. The fat man said anxiously. The 3 mahjong friends were disabled. Would it be his turn next? He didn't want to be disabled. Moreover, his appearance just now was too frightening. He didn't dare to hide anything. A woman told me to do it. What woman? She's a beautiful woman. Gu Linshan's expression was a little fierce. He seemed to be enduring. Beat him. The bodyguards went forward and beat the fat man until he was wailing like a ghost and howling like a wolf. His injuries worsened and he rolled around on the ground. Who knew how many bones in his body were broken? Blood covered the ground. After they stopped, Gu Linshan said, Can you tell me the whole story now? I'll talk. It was a woman who came to me. I don't know who she was. She offered me 5 million yuan to work with the 3 mahjong friends to harm Luo Meiwan. I only agreed because I was greedy for money. The fat man was afraid that he would be beaten again if he didn't tell the whole story. He added, that woman was about 6 meters tall. She looked like a strong woman. Although I don't know her name, I saw her car license plate. After the fat man said the car license plate, Gu Linshan's expression changed slightly and revealed a sinister look. He couldn't hide the viciousness in his eyes. The fat man trembled in fear. That woman asked those hooligans to rape Luo Meijuan's daughter. She didn't want her life. Gu Linshan looked at the fat man with a vicious and murderous gaze. He got up, walked toward the fat man, and squatted down in front of him. Do you know who Luo Meijuan's daughter is to me? I don't know. How dare you make this deal if you don't know? I'm sorry. Can you spare me on account of my honesty? If I kill you and then apologize to you, will you accept it? Gu Linshan looked at him viciously and asked, I didn't kill Luo Meiwan and her daughter. It's the same to me. Gu Linshan picked up the glass shards on the ground and plunged them into the fat man's neck. The fat man fell to the ground and clutched his neck with both hands. No matter how tightly he clutched his neck, he couldn't stop the blood from flowing out. He didn't struggle much before he breathed his last. His eyes were wide open. He didn't expect that after all the evil he had done, there would be someone more vicious than him who would die in such a way. Get rid of this filthy thing. Gu Linshan ordered and left the hall. The bodyguards carried the fat man's body out, and the servants cleaned up the bloodstains in the hall. Gu Linshin went into the study and turned on his computer. He called his secretary. I want all the transactions of the Lin Group over the past few years, whether it's on the surface or in the dark. Yes. Gu Linshin threw his phone away. The anger in his heart couldn't be appeased for a long time. Welfare Hongcha 866. Chapter 1122. He should not have avoided the Lin family. How could he have become so benevolent after returning from the Middle East? But this kind of thing would not happen again. In a short week, all the transactions of the Lin Group became public. Whether it was the stock market or the production transactions, they were all hindered from the outside world. In just a few days, the company suffered heavy losses and fell to the bottom. Lin Ji was anxious in the company. He had meetings every day to deal with the problems. But in the end, it was all in vain. The shares were decreasing every day, and the production transaction side refused to meet. He wanted to go to the bank to get a loan, but all the banks were closed to him. No matter how easy it was to get a loan in the past, it was useless now no matter how many times he went. How many years had the Lin Group been around? How could such a problem occur? A tall tree attracts the wind. Someone must have set it up behind the scenes. But even if he had been set up in the past, it was not as serious as this time, and he could solve it easily. There was no way to solve it now. Who was the one behind all this? However, the person behind this incident had surfaced. It was Gu Linshin. When his subordinates told him, he could not believe it. You mean Gu Linshin from the Gu Group? Yes, it's him. How could this be? Why would he do this? Lin Ji could not understand. In the end, he could only think of his daughter, Lin Xiangting. Lin Xiangting had been traveling abroad recently. Did it have anything to do with her? Go out first. Yes. Lin Ji called Lin Xiangting. Lin Xiangting's voice came from the other end. Dad, I'm traveling. Didn't you say not to call me if there's nothing important? Let me ask you, did you provoke Gu Linshin recently? Lin Xiangting was sitting by the hotel's open-air pool, wearing a bikini and sunbathing. She suddenly became nervous. What's wrong? No. No? If not, why would Gu Linshin create trouble for the Lin Group? What did you say? How would I know? Lin Ji interrupted her angrily. Are you going to tell me the truth or not? Lin Xiangting knew that she could not hide it anymore. She decided to tell the truth. I didn't look for Gu Linshin, but I went to cause trouble for Luo Luoli and her mother. What? If you're looking for them, you might as well look for Gu Linshin. Don't you know that Gu Linshin dotes on his niece like a treasure? But you arranged a marriage between Linshin and me. In the end, I still have to do it myself. Lin Xiangting was also unhappy. She only wanted to marry Gu Linshin. She didn't care about anyone else. Was she going to spend the rest of her life alone? Why should that little bitch Luo Luoli stay by Gu Linshin's side? Then do you know that your ignorance caused the Lin Group to go bankrupt? Lin Ji was furious. What bankruptcy? How could the Lin family go bankrupt? Because of Gu Linshin's revenge on the Lin family. Go online and look at the news. It's all about the Lin Group now. Look at what you've done. Lin Ji was furious. Also, what did you do to Luo Meiwan and her daughter? Tell me clearly. Before hanging up the phone, Lin Ji wanted to understand the situation so that he could plead with Gu Linshin, for the sake of the friendship between the two families. But after hearing Lin Xiangting's words, Lin Ji felt like he was going to faint. This was really the family's misfortune. Old Master Gu didn't care much about the Gu Corporation anymore. Gu Linshin was in charge, but that didn't mean that he didn't know anything. He thought that the Lin Group's crisis wasn't a big deal. They had survived the financial crisis, so what was this? But Lin Ji came to visit him personally. Old brother Gu, you have to save me. Old Master Gu had never seen Lin Ji lose his composure. He quickly asked, what's wrong? Sit down and talk. Lin Ji sat down and was extremely anxious. This is Xiangting's fault. If I knew that she would do such a thing, I would definitely stop her. The Lin Group is going bankrupt. Is it that serious? Old Master Gu asked. Lin Ji nodded with a pained expression. If the mastermind doesn't let go, the Lin Group will have to declare bankruptcy. The mastermind? Old Master Gu looked at Lin Ji. Is it Gu Linshin? Old brother, I really didn't want to trouble you, but the Lin Group is the Lin family's business. It can't be gone when it's in my hands. What's the reason? Old Master Gu asked. Thinking of something that could make Gu Linshan lose his mind, he quickly asked, did Xianting do something to Luo Luoli? Linji nodded. He felt like he couldn't lift his head. What did Xianting do? She framed Luo Meiwan. She even asked hooligans to humiliate her daughter. Old Master Gu's expression changed slightly. He was furious. What is this? Lin Ji quickly comforted him. Yes, Xianting is insensible. I really didn't expect her to do such a thing. Linshan definitely won't be appeased now. Old brother, please help me on account of the friendship between our families. Your daughter really disappoints me. She even resorted to such despicable means. Old Master Gu was also furious. I'm sorry, old brother. I really regret it now. Why did I give up this daughter of mine? She has always been mature and capable. But because she likes Linshan too much, she became muddle-headed for a moment. A moment of muddle-headed? Linji, how many times has this happened before? You watch Linshan grow up. Don't you know his temper? Even I don't dare to cause trouble for that little girl. But you guys keep coming to her door. What do you want me to say? Now that things have come to this, I can't do anything about it. I've told Xianting so many times, but she still did it. Maybe it's because she doesn't want to accept it and thinks that she should be the one to marry Linshan. She's obsessed with Linshan. Old brother, this is the last time, okay? If it happens again, I won't come to you again. Lin Ji promised. What's the point of telling me this? Even if I plead on your behalf now, do you think it'll work? Old brother, as long as you try, I won't complain even if it doesn't work. Really? Old Master Gu didn't say anything, but he knew in his heart that Gu Linshan's son wouldn't listen to him. Since when did he listen to him? It was already good enough that he didn't fall out with him. The Lin Corporation was so big that it could be destroyed so easily by Gu Linshan. What did other people think of the Gu family? Burning the bridge after crossing the river? Although there was no such thing, what would other people think? Okay, I'll tell Linshan one last time. If it doesn't work, there's nothing I can do, Old Master Gu said. Lin Ji was almost moved to tears. Okay. Thank you. When I get back, I'll be strict with him and make Xianting give up on Linshan. After Lin Ji left, Old Master Gu called Gu Linshan. Gu Linshan picked up. Come back. I have something to ask you. Hongxia 866. Chapter 1123. If it's about Lin's group, then forget it. Do you really want Lin's group to collapse? Just scare them a little. Scare. Gu Linshan seemed to have heard something funny. I haven't even settled the score with you yet, and you're actually pleading for Lin's group? What did I do? Old Master Gu was furious. Was this something a son would say to his father? If you hadn't nagged me before, would I have spared Lin's group? If I had destroyed Lin's group earlier, this situation wouldn't have happened. Old Master Gu was rendered speechless. But Lin's group still has a chance. What? Let Lin Xiaoning come to me personally and beg me. Really? You let Lin's group go just because she begs you? Of course, I mean what I say. Okay, I'll talk to Linji. After Gu Linshan hung up the phone, the corners of his mouth curved into a bloodthirsty smile. Beg him? She was begging the wrong person. What? Beg him? Lin Xiaoting was a little unwilling to receive Lin Ji's call. Did he really say that? You did such a thing. Why don't you beg him? What do you want to do? Lin Shen is already giving you this opportunity because of Old Master Gu. Or do you really want Lin's group to collapse? Lin Xiaoting was proud and arrogant, but she didn't want Lin's group to collapse. If Lin's group collapsed, she would have nothing left. But thinking about it, Gu Linshan gave her this opportunity. Did it mean that he still had feelings for the Lins? Or was it that Luo Luoli wasn't that important? And she could still see Gu Linshan again, right? Lin Xiaoting had already made up her mind. If Gu Linshan wanted her to beg, she would. In front of Gu Linshan, it was nothing. She would just treat it as begging her future husband. What was wrong with that? She was willing to do it. So Lin Xiaoting packed up and returned to the country. When she arrived in D-City, she hadn't returned home yet. She asked the person who came to pick her up at the airport to take her things back. Then she asked the driver to send her to Gu Linshan's company. When they arrived at Gu's company, Lin Shanting deliberately pulled down her collar and touched up her makeup. Then he went upstairs. Almost everyone in the Gu family knew her, so they didn't stop her. Lin Shanting walked all the way to Gu Linchen's office. The secretary saw her and immediately walked up to her. "Miss Lin, I'm looking for young Master Gu. Young Master Gu is not here. If you're not in the company at this time, where are you? Master Gu should be in the suburbs." "Suburbs? Are you busy?" Although Master Gu is busy, it would be different if Miss Lin went to look for Master Gu and gave him a surprise. Lin Shanting looked at the secretary's smiling face and said, "You really know how to talk. Do you know the address?" As young Master Gu's secretary, I know his schedule. After Lin Shanting got the address, she asked the driver to send her to the suburbs. She only told Lin Ji that she was coming back, and then went to look for Gu Linchen. Gu Linchen probably didn't know when she came back. Since she was going to plead for him, shouldn't she be more sincere? Moreover, if Luo Luoli wasn't by Gu Linchen's side in the suburbs, wouldn't she have more chances to be with Gu Linchen? Lin Shanting was very excited at the thought of this. She also felt happy. Men would definitely take the bait as long as she seduced them. Lin Shanting believed that she was better than Luo Luoli. It took about 3 hours to get to the suburbs. Lin Shanting, who was sleepy, opened her eyes when she felt the car stop. "Have we arrived? Miss, it should be here, right? But why is this place so remote?" The driver got out of the car. Lin Shanting got out of the car, curiously. There was a construction site in the distance, and many migrant workers were busy working. The sun made them look tanned and rough. Even the safety helmets couldn't hide their dark and poor faces. Looking around, there were trees and grass that grew naturally. Could it be that Lin Shan bought this land? Why'd he buy it here? "Miss Lin, you're also an elite in the business world. How could you not know that the governor is preparing to develop this land?" Lin Shanting turned around when she heard a voice behind her. Looking at the person who had just arrived and the bodyguards in black behind him, Lin Shanting looked familiar. He was one of Gu Linchen's men. "Where's young Master Gu? He asked me to come. Young Master Gu asked us to pick you up. Please come with us." Lin Shanting followed them, but she felt that something was wrong as she walked. Why did this atmosphere make her so nervous, especially when they passed by the construction site? The migrant workers seemed to be staring at her greedily and disgustingly. Was she imagining things? Gu Linchen asked her to plead for him. She was here to plead for him. Everything should be fine, right? She trusted old Master Gu. At the back of the construction site, there was a one-story house. It was connected for a long time. It looked like a place to rest. Gu Linchen was inside. The bodyguard stopped in front and let Lin Shanting in. "Miss Lin, please come in." Lin Shanting felt uneasy, but Gu Linchen did not make her think too much. She just wanted to see Gu Linchen as soon as possible. But when she went in, she found that Gu Linchen was not inside. "Where's Gu Linchen? Is he not here?" Lin Shanting turned around and asked the bodyguard at the door. The bodyguard's face turned cold. "Miss Lin, young Master Gu asked you to stay here for the time being." "What do you mean?" Lin Shanting finally felt that something was wrong. "I want to leave." As she spoke, she wanted to go out, but she was stopped by the bodyguards, making it impossible for her to go out. "You, Miss Lin," young Master Gu said that since you like being raped so much, why don't you have a taste of it? The bodyguard said. "What did you say?" Lin Shanting's face turned pale with fright. "Did you see those migrant workers on the way here? Are they working hard and poor? Those are men without women. They don't even have the most basic way to relieve their desires. So, they will be very happy to see Miss Lin here." What did you say?" Lin Shanting thought of the way those migrant workers looked at her. She could not help but feel cold all over. Her face was as white as a sheet. Then, she rushed to the door like a madwoman. "Go away, let me go. Let me go. Let me go." The bodyguard pushed Lin Shanting hard. Lin Shanting lost her balance and fell to the ground. "Miss Lin, I advise you to be sensible. Otherwise, losing your virginity is a small matter, but losing your life is a big matter. But don't worry, those migrant workers work hard. They have plenty of strength. Don't worry, you'll be very happy. Come in, all of you." The bodyguard instructed. Lin Xiangding saw many migrant workers walking in. They were dirty from head to toe. Lin Xiangding could not stand looking at them. Beauty novel, Xinwu 799. Chapter 1124. Not to mention touching her. The way he looked at her frightened her. She quickly begged the bodyguard. I want to see Gu Linshan. I want to see Gu Linshan. Let me see him. He can't destroy me like this. Please, let me see Gu Linshan. He won't do this to me. I don't believe it. Miss Lin, there are 150 migrant workers at this construction site. 10 of them aren't around. I hope you like it. The bodyguard kicked Lin Xiangding away and said to the migrant workers, Don't worry, it's not against the law. This is a reward from young Master Gu. If she gets pregnant, she can give birth to your children. Then you will have children to carry on the family line. You can't let her run away. If she runs away, you won't have a woman to vent on. I want to vent. I want her to give birth to my children. The migrant workers said excitedly. Lin Xiangding was so frightened that she couldn't speak. Her tears kept falling. No. The bodyguard turned and walked out of the door. They were not worried that Lin Xiangding could escape from the migrant workers. There were so many hungry migrant workers who wouldn't give her a chance to breathe. No. Lin Xiangding's heart-wrenching screams could be heard from the unsoundproof room, in the bedroom of the Gu family mansion. Write it like this. No. How can you write it like this? Then write it like this. No. Should I write it, or should you? In the room, Gu Linshan held Luo Luoli on his lap and taught her how to write a novel. Luo Luoli was about to break down. What was wrong with this person? Every time she wanted to write something, Gu Linshan would tell her what to do and force her to sit on his lap. Could it be that Gu Linshan was interested in writing novels? Luo Luoli didn't believe that Gu Linshan was deliberately being a hooligan. Because of those explicit descriptions, Gu Linshan never got tired of it. In the past, he insisted that she write, but she couldn't use it even if she wrote it. It was just because of his own bestial nature. You can't write well. Little uncle will teach you. I don't need you to teach me. Luo Luoli struggled. No, you have to do as I say. Otherwise, I'll take you and make you cry until you're out of breath. Luo Luoli wanted to cry, but had no tears. Did he think that he would give up just because he wrote as he said? Why aren't you writing? Gu Linshan was like a big bad wolf coaxing a little lamb. Come on, write what I say. Uncle, I want to pee. You haven't even written your reaction yet? So fast. No, I really want to pee. Luo Luoli didn't know why Gu Linshan would confuse peeing with that kind of reaction. However, she didn't want to think about it. Do you really want to pee? Or do you want to run? Luo Luoli felt very guilty, but she still had to appear calm. No, I really need to pee. All right then. Come again when it's smaller. I'll wait for you. Luo Luoli was released, but why was she so unhappy? Because she would still have to come back if she went. After Luo Luoli went to the bathroom, she dawdled in it. Gu Linshan obviously knew Luo Luoli's method of peeing. He waited there, and the longer he waited, the more impatient he became. If you don't come out, I'll go in and get you out, Gu Linshan threatened. Luo Luoli was speechless. Why did he have to use the word get? It wasn't like she fell into the toilet bowl. I'm not done yet. At this time, your bowels should be done. You're not done yet? Luo Luoli squatted on the toilet bowl, her face red. Uncle was too rude. How could he speak like that? She also knew that she couldn't keep delaying. Moreover, she felt that her legs were a little numb. If she didn't get up now, she wouldn't be able to. If she couldn't get up, Gu Linshan would definitely come in and see her without pants. Forget it. She would go out herself. In the end, she dragged her heavy body into the bedroom. Your legs are numb? Gu Linshan looked at her limping body. Yes. Luo Luoli stood not far away and didn't go over. Uncle, why don't we take a bath and sleep? Are you inviting me to take a bath with you too? That's fine. That's not what I meant. I just want to sleep. Gu Linshan's sharp gaze pierced Luo Luoli's eyes. Come here. I don't want to go over. Luo Luoli refused. Then she saw Gu Linshan suddenly stand up and walk towards her. She was so frightened that she turned and ran. Don't come over. Don't come over. I really want to sleep. Luo Luoli was directly pressed down on the bed by Gu Linshin. Uncle, Luo Luoli's face was red. Was she unable to escape the fate of being pressed down on? Let me see if you really want to sleep. How do I see this? How do you want to see it? Uncle, I want to write a novel. Luo Luoli looked up at Gu Linshin, who was like a wolf and felt suffocated. You won't have a chance. Gu Linshin directly tore her clothes. Ah, these are new clothes. Throw them away and buy them again. So what if you're rich? In the morning, Gu Linshin and Luo Luoli were eating breakfast at the dining table. Luo Luoli felt uncomfortable sitting in the chair and frowned at Gu Linshin. I said I would bring it to you, but you insisted on coming down. Gu Linshin looked at her coldly. Blame me? Isn't it all your fault? Luo Luoli didn't want to criticize him for his evil deeds. Just thinking about it made her blush. Who asked you to be so sweet? Sweet? What's sweet? Your body is sweet. Luo Luoli was depressed and didn't want to say anything else. Her body was sweet. It was clearly an excuse for his beast nature. At this moment, a servant walked in and stood at the door of the dining room. Young Master Gu, someone is here to see you. Luo Luoli was puzzled. So early? Who is it? It's Mr. Lin Ji. Gu Linshin's expression was cold. Can't you see that I'm eating? Yes. The servant was frightened and quickly left. When she reached the iron gate outside, she said, Mr. Lin, it's not convenient for young Master Gu to see you. You'd better leave. Lin Ji thought that he had come here because he was too anxious. He only had one daughter, and she hadn't been home for the entire night. She said that she had gone to see Gu Linshin. Of course, he was worried. May I ask if Lin Xiangting has been here before? No. Lin Ji thought about it and decided to go to the Gu Corporation to see Gu Linshin. Luo Luoli asked, Uncle, who is it? Eat your food. Luo Luoli said, Oh. She didn't ask any more questions. She thought to herself, Lin, who is it? Gu Linshin went to the office. Just as he went upstairs, his secretary said, Young Master Gu, Lin Ji of the Lin Corporation is here to see you. He's been waiting for you for more than an hour. He's in the reception room. Gu Linshin's expression was cold. Let him come. Soon, Lin Ji arrived at Gu Linshin's office. No matter what, Gu Linshin was still a junior. When Lin Ji and Old Master Gu started their business, Gu Linshin was still young. Now, Lin Ji had to take care of him. Come and see. Hongcha 866. Chapter 1125. They had been waiting for him for more than an hour. Even when Old Master Gu was in charge of the Gu Corporation, he had never been like this. Uncle Lin, have a seat. Why are you still standing? Gu Linshin sat down on the sofa. Lin Ji sat down. Linshin, I apologize for what happened to Xiangting. I didn't educate her properly. If not, this wouldn't have happened. On account of my old age, please let Madam Lin and Xiangting go. I'm begging you. Uncle Lin, why do I feel like you're talking about a trivial matter? Do you think I can forgive what happened to your daughter? She has offended me more than once, right? Why didn't you come to me at that time? Since you don't know how to educate your daughter, why don't I teach her a lesson for you? Gu Linshin showed no mercy. Gu Linshin was most afraid of Luo Luoli being humiliated. He would never forget why Luo Luoli had climbed in his bed at that time. If she hadn't been so scared and had nowhere else to go, would she have done that? How many times had Lin Xiangting done such a thing? He felt that he was being too kind. Linshin, I know it's Xiangting's fault. She knows that she was wrong and won't do it again. Linshin, this is the last time, okay? If it happens again, I'll let you do whatever you want of me. Lin Ji's tone was very humble. Uncle Lin, do you want to do it again? Gu Linshin smiled coldly and looked at Lin Ji, who was at a loss for words. He said word by word, this is the last time. His the last time, and Lin Ji's the last time were definitely not the same. He wanted to put an end to it. He would never have the chance to do it again. Linshin, what you're doing won't do you any good. If the Lin Corporation goes bankrupt, it will affect the Gu Corporation. Do you really want to do this? Let me tell you, I won't let the Lin Corporation go even if I have to fight to the death. They cross my bottom line and don't need to beg for mercy. Uncle Lin, you'd better go back and think about how to sell the Lin Corporation at a good price. Otherwise, the longer it drags on, the less valuable it will be. Gu Linshan said ruthlessly. Lin Ji's face turned pale, and he seemed to have aged a few years in an instant. Linshan, I've watched you grow up. How could you not care about me? Uncle Lin, if you really didn't care, the Lin family would have been gone long ago. Don't tell me you don't remember what Lin Xiaoning did to Lolita. I can forgive you for other things, but not for Lolita. If you hurt her, you'll have to bear my revenge. Lin Ji knew that Gu Linshan was a vengeful man. However, he gave birth to a foolish daughter who kept provoking Gu Linshan's bottom line. In the end, she probably still thought that Gu Linshan would show her mercy. Can I ask you where Xiangting is? Don't worry, she's still alive. As for whether she will die, that will depend on how long she can last. Can I choose between Xiangting and the Lin family? I only need to choose one, Lin Ji said anxiously. Choose one? Uncle Lin, I'm suddenly curious about what you'll choose. Lin Ji was silent. He seemed to be struggling in his heart and making a painful choice. Gu Linshan waited patiently for Lin Ji to make his choice. He was quite curious about it. I choose the Lin family. You can do whatever you want with Xiangting. Are you sure? Uncle Lin, you only have one daughter. Are you going to have another one? Lin Ji didn't say anything, but Gu Linshan had spoken his mind. He loved Lin Xiangting and nurtured her, but she was so irrational that she caused the Lin family to be in such a state. The Lin family's business was the foundation of the Lin family. If it was destroyed because of this, he wouldn't be able to rest in peace. Without Lin Xiangting, he could still have another one. Although he was over 50 years old, it didn't mean that he couldn't have another child. If he had another child now, he could still inherit the Lin family's business. I'm quite satisfied with this answer. So, seeing your sincerity, I'll buy the Lin family's business at a high price. What do you think? What? You? Lin Ji stood up agitatedly. Uncle Lin, you have to know that even if you sell the Lin family's business now, it won't be as high as what I'm offering. You're making a profit. Gu Linshan, don't go too far. Then you have to blame yourself for not teaching your daughter well. Go back and think about it. It's okay if you don't sell it. After all, I'm not the one who loses out. See the guest out, Gu Linshan said in a low voice. The secretary walked in. Mr. Lin, please. Lin Ji was trembling with anger. He felt like he was going to have a stroke at any time. He didn't expect that he would be forced to lose everything by Gu Linshan, even though he had already settled for the second best. Lin Ji was dealt a heavy blow. He staggered towards the door. He left the Gu family's business in despair. When the secretary returned, she said to Gu Linshan, Young Master Gu, Mr. Lin fainted. Send him to the hospital. Don't forget to send a flower basket. Yes. The secretary thought, oh, you're even sending a flower basket? Are you sure you're not going to kill him? If Lin Ji is finally saved, will he stop breathing the moment he sees the flower basket you gave him? However, the secretary didn't ask. She was just curious. How did the Lin family offend young Master Gu? He was really ruthless. He didn't give them any face at all. In the afternoon, Luo Luoli went to Ibao's studio to write with the scriptwriters. They were all hired by Tang Bao with a high salary. Naturally, they did their best. After writing a paragraph, even Tang Bao had a look at it. At this moment, Xiao Ding stood at the door of the meeting room. Tang Bao walked out. What's wrong? Someone seems to be waiting for you at the door. Is it young Master Di? Di Hao Yin? Tang Bao was puzzled. It can't be, right? If Di Hao Yin was going to leave tea, wouldn't he come to her studio? Tang Bao went downstairs and looked at the door. It wasn't Di Hao Yin's car. It was Gu Linshan's car. Because the two of them were especially ostentatious and strict, they looked very similar. That was why they were mistaken as Di Hao Yin. Tang Bao was about to ignore them when the car door opened. Gu Linshan's tall figure walked out and walked towards the studio. So if it's not young Master Di, why does he look so familiar? He seems to have come to the studio before, Xiao Ding said. I came here once. Tang Bao said. As soon as he finished speaking, Gu Linshan had already entered the studio with a cold face. Tang Bao was about to greet him when Gu Linshan went upstairs as if he didn't see him. Tang Bao was speechless. Xiao Ding was speechless. Did this person treat this place as his home? How could he ignore his boss like this? Tang Bao looked at Xiao Ding's worried expression. Could it be that he's here to cause trouble? It's okay. I'll go and take a look. You go and serve tea. Tang Bao went to the second floor after he finished speaking. When he entered the office, he saw her sitting in her seat with a calm expression. Where's Lolita? Tang Bao didn't care about his impudence. She's still in the meeting room. You can go and find her. Xinwu 799. Chapter 1126. At this point, the script was no longer important. Gu Linshen was as crazy as Di Haoyan. Why would Gu Linshen look for her in the meeting room? Luo Luoli would definitely be unhappy, and he still had to take her feelings and pride into consideration. Tang Bao was so easy to talk to, but he was definitely scheming. If Gu Linshen fell for her trick, he would be too incompetent. Shouting poured some tea and brought it in. She was stunned when she saw the person sitting behind the desk. She felt that this man was very powerful. She placed the tea on the desk and turned to leave. How long will she be like this? I want the exact time, Gu Linshen asked impatiently. About a week. That's all I can give, Tang Bao said helplessly as he sat on the sofa. Luoli should have told you, right? I want to hear it from you. Gu Linshen's eyes were cold. Tang Bao rubbed his nose. Was he afraid that Luo Luoli would lie to him? You can leave now. I'll wait for her here. Gu Linshen chased him out. Tang Bao couldn't believe it. Young Master Gu, this is my office. Did I say it's not? Gu Linshen retorted. Tang Bao was speechless. Just as Tang Bao's expression froze, a black figure suddenly appeared in front of the office door. He walked in with a tall and straight posture. Tang Bao looked at Di Haoyan in a daze. Why was this person here? The way he looked at Gu Linshen with his sharp black eyes was very intimidating. Could it be that he immediately came over when he saw Gu Linshen? Tang Bao felt his stomach churn. Don't look like you're facing a formidable enemy when a man comes over. But it was good that he could chase Gu Linshen away. Gu Linshen looked at Di Haoyan and asked, why? Am I going to eat your wife? I'm not here for her. Don't be nervous. Di Haoyan sat beside Tang Bao. Although he did not hug Tang Bao, his posture was still so domineering that it could not be ignored. Then shouldn't you wait here? Can't you wait in the car? I'm thirsty. Can't I have a cup of tea? Gu Linshen picked up the teacup in front of him and sipped it leisurely. Di Haoyan's face was gloomy and cold. He didn't say anything. It was obvious that he was emotionally unstable. Tang Bao felt that he was really unlucky to have bumped into someone like that. Why did Gu Linshen insist on waiting in her office? She was still sitting on her seat. It was not as if he did not know about Di Haoyan's possessiveness. After drinking the tea, Gu Linshen thought of something and asked, did you install a surveillance camera here? They came too quickly. Tang Bao lowered his gaze. As expected of Di Haoyan's friend, he really knew him well. However, although he didn't install a surveillance camera in the office, he did install one at the door. Of course, he still had to give his man face outside. Who said he installed a surveillance camera? He comes to see me every day at this time. What's wrong? Are you unhappy? You don't have to give me face. I did install one, Di Haoyan said. Tang Bao's mouth twitched. Gu Linshen almost choked on his tea. He quickly put the teacup aside and took a tissue to wipe the water off his mouth. Since you're here, I have something to ask you. Is Lin Corporation interested? Gu Linshen asked. Di Haoyan glanced at him. You don't want it? We'll split it equally. Di Haoyan's eyes were sharp. I didn't expect Lin Corporation to be destroyed by you. No one in the business world could believe it. After working with you for so many years, it was taken over by you. Didn't old Master Gu look for you? What's the use of looking for me? I'm definitely going to destroy Lin Corporation. Gu Linshen's eyes were cold. Tang Bao wondered if this Lin Corporation was the same Lin Corporation that was mentioned online. Lin Corporation also invested in film and television. Last year, they had invested in a movie and earned almost 1 billion yuan. To Tang Bao, this was a lot. He was a dark horse in the entertainment industry. But in front of these two big shots, 1 billion yuan was like 10 yuan. So, did Lin Corporation accidentally offend Gu Linshen? Tang Bao didn't know much about the feud between the Gu family and Lin Corporation. From what he heard from Di Haoyan, The two families were in a cooperative relationship. If they could offend Gu Linshin, it must be something big. It seems that your man has suffered a lot. Di Hao Ian hit the nail on the head. Gu Linshin's expression changed, but he didn't say anything. Tang Bao understood and asked Di Hao Ian, "Does it have to do with Lolita? If it wasn't for this, would he have gone to deal with Lin Corporation? I also heard that Lin Ji was so angry that he had a stroke and was hospitalized. The daughter of the Lin family disappeared without a trace. It seems that the Lin family is done for. You're really ruthless." Gu Linshin looked at Di Hao Ian as if he had heard a joke. "Don't make it sound like you're very benevolent, okay? You're the king of D City." Di Hao Ian was fearless. His expression didn't change, as if they weren't talking about him. "If this happened to her, you would be even more ruthless than me." Gu Linshin pointed at Tang Bao. Tang Bao looked at the person who was pointing at him and asked, "What happened to Lolita?" Di Hao Ian hooked his arm around Tang Bao's shoulder and pulled him forward. "She hurt his little heart, so of course he wants to take revenge. This is their business. Don't interfere." "Is it my place to interfere? I just want to ask if Lolita is okay," Tang Bao said. Actually, she wasn't worried that Luo Luoli would be bullied. There were no adults in the family, and Gu Linshin was one of them. But looking at his expression, it should be more threatening than dangerous, Tang Bao said as he looked at Gu Linshin. Gu Linshin leaned back in his chair and asked, "Do you want to share the profits or not? The Lin Corporation has invested in film and television." He added. Di Hao Ian's expression didn't change. "Why would I want to have money?" Tang Bao listened to the two of them talk about how to divide the Lin Corporation. Lin Ji was still lying in the hospital. If he heard what they were saying, he would probably die. Tang Bao stood up and left the office when he saw that they were talking about the Lin Corporation's interests. She wasn't interested. The more she listened, the more she felt that these two were more than just ruthless. Yu Yinlian had told her before that Di Hao Ian was a person who would never lose out in business. She had finally seen it for herself. When they arrived at the meeting room, Tang Bao looked at the results of their writing until the scriptwriters left. Tang Bao said to Luo Luoli, "Your youngest uncle is here." "Huh?" Luo Luoli was stunned. "When did he come?" "He's been here for more than half an hour. But don't worry, he's in my office talking to Di Hao Ian now." "Oh, that's good." Tang Bao looked at Luo Luoli and asked, "Did something happen to you recently?" "Huh?" Luo Luoli was puzzled. Did her youngest uncle tell Tang Bao? "Did my youngest uncle tell you?" "No, I just overheard him talking to Di Hao Ian about dividing up the Lin Corporation." "Did the Lin Corporation do anything to you?" Tang Bao's gossipy side was getting restless. She couldn't ask Gu Linshin, but she could ask Luo Luoli. Dividing up the Lin Corporation? Didn't you see the news? Search for the Lin Corporation on the web, and everything comes up. Hongcha 866. Chapter 11:27. Luo Luoli believed what Tang Bao said. She was also very surprised. Was it because of her? Actually, it was Lin Xiangting, the daughter of the Lin family, who framed my mother for gambling and hired a few hooligans to bully me. My youngest uncle must have done something to the Lin family because of this. But it's one thing to settle the score with Lin Xiangting, but why did the Lin family suffer as well? Luo Luoli was a reasonable person. Whoever was in the wrong should bear the responsibility. Lin Xiangting would not pity her. You don't have to worry about this. It seems that Lin Xiangting is nowhere to be found. Luo Luoli was slightly stunned. Where did she go? I don't know. Although they said this, both of them knew that it could only have something to do with Gu Linshin. Lin Xiangting is too vicious. Even if my youngest uncle did something to her, I won't plead for her. You don't know how many times she has framed me. She doesn't have a good memory at all. If it was just me this time, it would have been fine, but she even framed my mother. That's true. This kind of person is unrepentant. If we let her go, similar things will happen again, Tang Bao agreed. Fortunately, you're fine. Lin Xiangting's family has also paid the price for this. We don't have to worry about other things. Since they want to take over the Lin family, then let them do it. We just have to take care of our own little territory. Luo Luoli smiled. Yes. Gu Linshan knocked on the door with a cold aura. Can you leave now? President Tang. Oh, I can. Hurry up and leave. Otherwise, some people will be angry with me, Tang Bao said to Luo Luoli. Luo Luoli blushed. She said goodbye to Tang Bao and left with Gu Linshan. Tang Bao also tidied up and went back to his office. Di Hao Ian was still sitting in his office. As she walked toward her desk, Di Hao Ian pulled her over. Ah! Tang Bao fell onto Di Hao Ian's sturdy legs and pounded his chest. What are you doing? The next time Gu Linshan comes, don't let him into the office. Do you think I can stop him? Did you stop him? No. Di Hao Ian gripped her chin, his dark eyes dangerous. I've already warned him not to enter your office, let alone take your seat. Next time, you just have to stop him. Tang Bao was stunned. Did you really say that? You suspect me? Tang Bao was silent. She should not have doubted that Di Hao Ian would really do that. Everyone knew about his possessiveness. It was fine in front of her, but couldn't he restrain himself a little in front of her? She wanted to give face to Di Hao Ian, but he was unwilling and insisted on pushing her away. Since he did not want to accept it, she had nothing else to say. On the way back, Luo Luoli thought about what Tang Bao had told her and took out her phone to search online. She typed in the words Lin Group, and the news that came out was all about the company going bankrupt and being acquired by the Gu Group. This was really a big deal. What's there to see? Gu Linshan snatched her phone away. Luo Luoli was stunned for a moment, and the phone left her hand. She could not snatch it back. Anyway, I've already seen it, Luo Luoli said. Tang Bao must have told you. Youngest uncle, is the Mr. Lin who came to see you this morning Lin Xiangting's father? Yes. Gu Linshan did not intend to hide it from anyone. If he acquired the Lin Group, he could be even more high-profile. Isn't this a little inappropriate? What's inappropriate about it? Gu Linshan's dark eyes flashed coldly. I don't have any objections to you going to Lin Xiangting. Her father did not frame my mother. That's a different matter. That's true, but I like to be ruthless. Gu Linshan looked at Luo Luoli. His dark eyes were smiling, but his smile was ferocious. Lowly Luo swallowed her saliva. Being ruthless was indeed his style. Now she felt a little sorry for Lin Xiangting. If Lin Xiangting fell into Gu Linshan's hands, how miserable would it be? It was unimaginable. Luo Luoli approached Gu Linshan with a little curiosity. Youngest uncle, can I ask you something? Lin Xiangting? Luo Luoli was stunned. How could he tell? Gu Linshan glanced at her. What you want to say is written all over your face. Luo Luoli touched her face. She must have been too curious and made it too obvious. But she did not care and continued to ask. Youngest uncle, where is Lin Xiangting now? Is she with you? Why don't you make a guess? I can't guess. If you can guess, you'll have to climb over my head. Luo Luoli thought to herself. I wouldn't dare climb over your head. Tell me, how will you treat Lin Xiangting? I'll treat her the same way she treats you. It's very fair, Gu Linshan said unfathomably, his eyes cold. Luo Luoli thought for a while and asked, Don't tell me you hired a hooligan to do that to Lin Xiangting? How could that be? Hooligans don't have the right to do that. Luo Luoli looked at Gu Linshan's unfathomable expression. Why did she feel that Gu Linshan's words were so untrustworthy? They're all migrant workers without women. They work hard during the day and need to vent at night. Otherwise, wouldn't they be too pitiful? Migrant workers? Luo Luoli was startled. About 200 of them, Gu Linshan estimated. Luo Luoli was dumbfounded. 200? Was he trying to take Lin Xiangting's life? Don't worry, I won't take her life. I still want her alive. Otherwise, those migrant workers won't have a place to vent their frustrations. I'm a good boss, Gu Linshan said. He did not feel guilty at all. Luo Luoli's scalp went numb when she heard this. Gu Linshan's methods were really frightening. Now, not only did she pity Lin Xiangting, but she also deeply sympathized with her. The hatred she had for Lin Xiangting in the beginning was nothing. It was really a miracle. No, Gu Linshan's treatment was really a miracle. But Luo Luoli did not expect that old Master Gu would come looking for her. In the afternoon, Luo Luoli received a call from old Master Gu in the meeting room of Bao Studio while editing the script with the scriptwriters. Peng Bao, I'm going out for a while. I might be back late. Is it urgent? It's nothing. Gu Linshan's father is looking for me. Tang Bao nodded and watched Luo Luoli leave. He felt that Luo Luoli must be looking for her because of the Lin group. Didn't the Gu group and the Lin group have a cooperative relationship? Gu Linshan did not feel guilty at all, but old Master Gu was different. He had to take the Lin group's reputation into consideration. If he could not persuade Gu Linshan, then looking for Luo Luoli was a good idea. In a cafe not far from tea, Luo Luoli sat opposite old Master Gu. She was not too nervous. Instead, she smiled and said, "Grandpa, what kind of coffee do you like? But I think coffee is bad for the stomach. I'll order you a cup without caffeine." Hongcha 866. Chapter 1128. Old Master Gu thought that Luo Luoli would be nervous when she saw him, but he didn't expect her to be so calm and composed. She was braver than her mother, but it was really awkward to hear her address. Whatever. Luo Luoli ordered a latte for old Master Gu. Then she went to get it for him personally and placed it in front of old Master Gu. She sat down again and looked like an obedient little girl. No matter how much old Master Gu was impressed by her courage, he was still dissatisfied with her relationship with Gu Linshan. If it weren't for her, would things have turned out like this? "Grandpa, did you ask me to come here because of the Lin Corporation? Didn't you want me to accept you? I have a condition." "Grandpa, didn't you already accept it in the past?" "I accepted it on the surface." "Oh, the condition is for little uncle to let the Lin Corporation off, right? You're smart." Luo Luoli smiled. "Grandpa, you never looked for me in the past, but now you're looking for me. With the recent incident with the Lin Corporation, you must be here for this. Since you know, then go and tell Gu Linshan to let the Lin Corporation off. As long as he does, I'll sincerely accept you and your mother. I may not be able to do anything. Don't you want your mother to return to the Gu family? It's not that I don't want to, but little uncle won't. If he finds out that I'm pleading with him for this, he won't let me have an easy time." Luo Luoli was telling the truth. Gu Linshan was a man of his word. He would never agree. Then think of a way to make him agree. Otherwise, why would I look for you? Old Master Gu looked at her sternly. "Grandpa, you're making things difficult for me." Luo Luoli's tone was a little coquettish. "Besides, little uncle didn't let me ask about the acquisition of the Lin Corporation. If I talk about it again, it won't do me any good except make him angry. Why don't Grandpa look for little uncle? If I have any use for him, why would I come to you?" Old Master Gu was angered by her nonsense. Luo Luoli immediately smiled. "Grandpa, don't be angry. Actually, you can't blame little uncle for the acquisition of the Lin Group. It's Lin Xianting's fault. If grandfather insists on helping the Lin family, then he will be suspected of helping outsiders." Old Master Gu's eyes widened in anger. "Grandpa, drink this milk latte first. It's delicious." Luo Luoli gestured to the latte in front of old Master Gu and said, "I can't. I'm only asking you if you want to tell Gu Linshan about this." Old Master Gu's face darkened. Just as Luo Luoli was about to say something, she felt a shadow cover her. Then, someone sat beside her. Luo Luoli's eyes flashed. "Little uncle?" Gu Linshan didn't seem to hear Luo Luoli calling him. His sharp gaze shot towards old Master Gu. Old Master Gu turned his face away. He hadn't expected Gu Linshan to come here. "What? You have nothing to say? I'm here. Just say whatever you want to say." Gu Linshan's voice was cold. His expression was gloomy. Old Master Gu thought that since Gu Linshan had seen it, there was no need to hide it. "You don't have to be so nervous. I won't do anything to her. After all, the Lin Group is a good example." Gu Linshan didn't say anything. He wasn't someone who could be easily fooled. "Say it. What will it take for you to let the Lin Group go?" Gu Linshan went straight to the point. "That's not possible. You..." Old Master Gu was furious. "You've already locked Lin Xiaoning up, haven't you? Isn't that good? Lin Ji is in the hospital now because of a stroke, and he's unconscious. Do you have to give him a way out? If that's the case, even if the Lin Group is given to him, he won't have the energy to manage it. I want Lin Xianting. She'll never be able to make a name for herself in this lifetime. Gu Linshan said viciously. Gu Linshan, don't call me that. If you thought I was useful, you wouldn't have come to Lowly. I can tell you that even if she goes back and begs me on her knees, I'll destroy the Lin family. Gu Linshan said viciously. Luo Luoli was speechless. Little uncle, you don't have to say that, right? You're making it sound like I'm useless. It's very embarrassing. But when she looked at old Master Gu again, he couldn't say a word. His expression was extremely ugly. Luo Luoli tugged at the hem of Gu Linshan's suit under the table, but Gu Linshan didn't seem to feel it. Luo Luoli just wanted to tell Gu Linshan not to be so stubborn. After all, that was his father. But she realized that this kind of reminder was useless. Now, she could only shrink her neck and listen to their swords being drawn in terror. Lin Ji watched you grow up. Why do you have to be like this? When my mother died, I didn't care if you had a part to play in it. Now, don't plead for mercy in front of me. I feel like I've become so merciful that I don't even recognize myself when I return to D City, Gu Linshan said with a malicious expression. Don't appear in front of Lowly again and say such useless things. Otherwise, I'll make sure Lin Ji dies faster. With that, Gu Linshan dragged Luo Luoli away. Luo Luoli still wanted to maintain a good relationship with old Master Gu. Wouldn't it worsen after Gu Linshan's words? Grandfather, I'm leaving. Let's have some more coffee. Before she could finish her sentence, she was dragged out by Gu Linshan and into the car. Luo Luoli could feel the anger in the air. Gu Linshan, who had gotten into the car, was exuding a murderous aura. She was so frightened that she sat up straight. She thought to herself, this has nothing to do with me, right? I didn't promise old Master Gu anything. Little uncle, I didn't promise grandfather anything. Really? Luo Luoli felt that she still had to explain. If you dare to promise him, I'll make sure you can't get out of bed for a month. Luo Luoli felt miserable. Apart from this kind of threat, was there nothing else? Who allowed you to come out with him? I just wanted to have tea with grandfather. Can't I do that? Her voice was a little soft because of Gu Linshan's frightening gaze. Do you think it's that simple? Luo Luoli shook her head. See, she knew that Gu Linshan would never agree to let the Lin family off. They were still in their infancy, but they had already become so scary. Luckily, she was smart enough to reject old Master Gu. Luo Luoli looked at Gu Linshan's unapproachable face and asked carefully, Little uncle, why are you here? Isn't it too early to pick me up? She didn't want Gu Linshan to pick her up, but when Gu Linshan was domineering, she couldn't resist. I have something to do with tea. Something to do with the division of the Lin family? Luo Luoli sweated. Yes. Luo Luoli didn't say anything. She actually answered so calmly, as if the division wasn't a big corporation, but a small matter. The car stopped at the entrance of the studio. Luo Luoli got out of the car. Tang Bao, who was handing over work to Xiao Ding inside, saw Luo Luoli and Gu Linshan get out of the car. Beauty novel, Xinwu, $7.99. Chapter 1129. Luo Luoli came to the studio while Gu Linshan went to tea. His charisma and sexiness could be felt from miles away. His tall and wild charm could make everything else pale in comparison. However, Tang Bao felt that such praise only existed when Di Hao Ian wasn't around. In her heart, Di Hao Ian was the most perfect person. Seeing Luo Luoli come in, she asked, Is your uncle going to tea for something? Yes, about the division. Luo Luoli didn't explain too clearly because there were other staff members around. The others didn't know what the division was. When the two of them went upstairs, then I have to thank your uncle, Tang Bao said. Luo Luoli didn't understand. Why? Otherwise, how could Di Hao Yin be so easy to appease? Tang Bao said helplessly. All right, I remember now. The young master wants you to go to tea every afternoon. I feel that the young master is really domineering. It's just next door, but he's still worried about you? Luo Luoli asked. Who knows? Tang Bao looked very distressed. However, he didn't feel that way in his heart. It was as if there was a hint of sweetness in his helplessness. Tang Bao thought that he must be used to being abused. While Luo Ali and the scriptwriters were busy in the conference room, Tang Bao remembered that she hadn't gone to tea for a few days. Had the roses in Di Hao Ian's office completely withered? Thus, Tang Bao took the car to the flower shop to buy roses. After buying roses, he saw the coffee shop opposite and went over to order snacks and coffee for the scriptwriters and asked them to send it over. When he walked out of the coffee shop, "Oh, I was wondering who it was. So it's President Tang. Are you here to buy roses again?" Tang Bao turned around and saw Mia, who had regained her composure. He did not want to say anything to her and wanted to cross the road, but he was stopped by Mia. "Mia, do you want your face to be slapped with a plate again?" Tang Bao asked coldly. "That's all you have. In the past, I really thought that you were a sentimental man who would spend a few days without roses to coax a woman. So you're just coaxing men. I have to say, your methods are really disgusting. Stay away if you're disgusted." "Why should I stay away? You're a man. What right do you have to fight with me for the young emperor? Do you have anything for women? I can't imagine how you please the young master in bed. Don't you find a man's hard body disgusting? And young Master D likes me. If he didn't like me, he wouldn't have said that in the message," Mia said with a twisted expression. "Are you sure? He's still sending you messages? What do you mean? I know why my messages to the young Master D were like stones sinking into the sea. Did you do it? Did you use some tricks?" Mia questioned. Tang Bao sneered. "Mia, do you really think that the person who sent you messages is Di Hao Qian?" Mia's expression changed. "What do you mean? Explain it to me clearly. Do you think you're the only one who knows how to act? I'm a manager, but it doesn't mean that I don't know how to act. What do you think of my acting in the private room that day?" Tang Bao looked at Mia's confused expression and mocked. "Those messages were sent by me. You even asked me if I liked you, and I replied to you. Actually, even if you didn't tell me that you met Di Hao Ian that day, I would still know, because I was the one who was chatting with you." "No, impossible. What's impossible about it? Then why don't you think Di Hao Ian is contacting you now? If he really likes you, how can a man like me stop him?" "Mia, I have to say, although you're a woman, you're still far from my level. You'd better go back and train." Tang Bao mocked. How could Mia accept such a truth? She asked Di Hao Ian if he liked her, and when she received Di Hao Ian's response, she was so happy that she was about to go crazy. How happy she was at that time was how bad her mood was now. "How dare you trick me?" Mia went forward to pull the rose in Tang Bao's hand. Tang Bao dodged quickly. Seeing this, the driver on the opposite side rushed over. But someone was faster than him. Chun Yao went forward and pulled Mia over. She raised her hand and slapped Mia's face, and Mia almost fell. Where did this little B*TCH come from? How dare you bully President Tang in public? You're courting death. Chun Yao was extremely arrogant. Tang Bao looked at Chun Yao in shock. What was going on? Mia came back to her senses and wanted to fight with Chun Yao. Then, the two of them started fighting on the street. Tang Bao, who was standing at the side, had a headache and held his forehead. How could something like this happen? How could a woman like her make two women fight over her? Mia was born in the countryside, so naturally, she was not weak. But the crazy Chun Yao was not to be trifled with either. Soon, onlookers came over to watch. The two women were fighting on the street, and the scene was really one of pulling hair and clothes. Seeing this, Tang Bao thought, if they continued to fight, wouldn't they be exposed? He hurriedly waved at the driver. Hurry up and pull them apart. The driver went forward and pulled the two women apart. Little B*TCH, who the hell are you? How dare you have designs on President Tang? I'll beat you up every time I see you next time. Chun Yao's hair and clothes were messy, but she did not diminish her aura at all. Mia was not any better. She was about to go crazy. Where did you come from? You're crazy. Scold all you want. It's okay if you scold me. But if you scold President Tang, I'll beat you to death. You idiot. The two of them continued to argue. After the driver pulled the door open, he saw that Tang Bao was leaving, so he hurriedly left as well. The onlookers were laughing and chatting. So it's two women fighting over a man. Are they afraid that they lack men when they're so pretty? That man just now is even prettier than these two women. Exactly. But it's a pity that he's a man. Chun Yao continued to argue and then turned around to look for Tang Bao. She did not argue with Mia anymore and turned around to look for Tang Bao. Meanwhile, Tang Bao had already arrived at the Emperor family by car. Knowing that Gu Linchen was there, she did not go there personally. She handed the flowers to the front desk of T openly. Anyway, everyone in T knew about her illicit relationship with Di Haoyan. Moreover, she had given flowers to Di Haoyan in front of the higher-ups of T. There was nothing to be embarrassed about. Tang Bao wondered if this meant that she was declaring her sovereignty. Di Haoyan belonged to her. No one should dare to have any thoughts about him. Di Haoyan and Gu Linchen were talking in the office while the secretary was sitting beside them, taking notes. There was a knock on the door. The secretary stood up to open the door and saw the receptionist holding a bouquet of roses. "This is a rose for the young master." Ah, the secretary was stunned. Could it be another woman who had sent it? She turned to look at Di Haoyan. Di Haoyan naturally heard that, and his face darkened. "Throw it away," the secretary said to the receptionist. "Throw it away." Ah, throw it away? The receptionist did not know about the previous incident and thought that the young master and President Tang had fallen out. Welfare Hongcha 866. Chapter 1130. However, he didn't dare to ask too much for fear of provoking the young emperor. The secretary closed the door, walked to her seat, and sat down. She continued to take notes. Gu Linchen looked at Di Haoyan's expression and asked with a smile, "What's wrong? Aren't you happy that someone sent you roses?" "I don't even have anyone to send me roses." Then, Gu Linchen looked at the only vase in the office. The roses inside were starting to wither. Those roses were from someone, right? You're so easy to coax. Even the roses made you obedient. But why don't you want the roses from just now? Weren't they from her? Di Haoyan's face was gloomy. He still hadn't forgotten what happened last time. If he made another mistake, he was afraid that he would make that little thing unhappy again. He was anxious when he saw that Tang Bao was angry. As for the Cold War, he was even more furious. The phone on his body vibrated. Di Haoyan took it out and saw that it was Tang Bao. His expression softened. However, when he saw the content of the text message, Di Haoyan's expression changed. He stood up and hurried to the door. He opened the door and disappeared in the blink of an eye. Wait! The receptionist, who was about to enter the elevator, was frightened by the shout. When she saw Di Haoyan approaching her, her entire body froze. How scary! Flowers! Oh! The receptionist quickly handed them over with both hands. When the flowers were in Di Haoyan's hands, her expression looked better. Just now, in the receptionist's mind, it was really scary. It was as if someone had stolen some treasure from the young emperor. After receiving the flowers, Di Haoyan replied to Tang Bao's text message. "I received it. It smells good. Why didn't you send it personally?" "Yeah. How dare you accept it without sending it personally? Is there another woman who sent it to you?" "Of course not. I know it's from you just by looking at it." Tang Bao looked at the reply and pursed his lips into a smile. However, when he saw the next text message, his smile froze. Di Haoyan's message was, "If you don't deliver it to me personally, please me at night." Tang Bao replied, "You can't blame me for that. Weren't you busy? It's fine now that you're here. Don't find excuses. Coax me at night. I didn't want to disturb you. Coax me at night. Am I wrong not to disturb you? Coax me at night." Tang Bao replied, "Don't you have anything else to say? Should I coax him?" "Yes." Tang Bao could only reply helplessly. Di Haoyan looked at the message, and the corners of his mouth couldn't help but curl up. Gu Linchen and his secretary watched as Di Haoyan put the roses in the vase and sent a text message. "I don't understand you. One moment you're unhappy, the next you're happy. Are you trying to change your face?" Gu Linchen asked. The secretary also felt that the young master's mood swings were too unusual. Why do I need to spend one moment and not the next? Who is he texting with so happily? It must be President Tang. So, these flowers were from President Tang? And then Di Haoyan found out. So he was so happy? Even the secretary felt that receiving a bouquet of roses was nothing, but the young master was smiling so innocently. He didn't dare to say such things out loud for fear of being destroyed. Hey, does your young master look like an idiot every time he receives roses? Gu Linshan asked the secretary. How could the secretary let his young master's image be ruined? He said no. It would be strange if Gu Linshan believed him. He already had such an expression here. If he wasn't here, who knew how much of an idiot he would be? Tang Bao had just put down his phone. President Tang. Chen Yao poked her head in first. Tang Bao was speechless. Chen Yao walked in and sat down. President Tang, did you buy the roses just now for me? Ah. Tang Bao was shocked by her. Where did you get the confidence to think that I bought the flowers for you? Tang Bao was so shocked that he couldn't say anything. I guessed right, didn't I? Where are the flowers? Give them to me now. I want to go back and put them up. Chen Yao said happily. Tang Bao touched his head and said, Miss Chun, those flowers were for my lover, so they weren't for you. Your lover? Why didn't I know you had a lover? Chen Yao was immediately unhappy. I have a lover, so I won't go around telling people. Tang Bao didn't want to talk about this topic with Chen Yao. He only asked, Why are you looking for me? Can I look for you for no reason? Tang Bao thought that if Chen Yao continued to be like this, would Di Hao Yin find out? She felt that Chen Yao treated her differently now. However, this kind of thing couldn't happen. She had just reconciled with Di Hao Yin a few days ago. She didn't want to fight again because of another woman. Miss Chen, Tang Bao had just opened his mouth when he was interrupted by Chen Yao unhappily. Don't call me that. It's so distant. Just call me Yao Yao. I prefer to call you Miss Chun. Also, I want to say that I'm very grateful for your help today. Since you're grateful, let's have dinner together tonight. Tang Bao wanted to swear. Can you let me finish? F***CK. He still had a polite smile on his face. I'm very grateful, but I don't like people who come uninvited. Do you understand what I mean? Understand. No. Tangu, you're actually being harassed by that kind of person? Is she the one who quarreled with you on the street just now? She actually wanted to snatch your flowers. She's so shameless. I've never seen such a disgusting woman. Tangu, don't worry. The next time I see her, I'll beat her up so that she won't dare to come near you again. Tang Bao felt that talking to Chen Yao was really F***king tiring. Tangu, who's that woman? Tell me. I'll help you vent your anger. Miss Chun, the person I'm talking about who came uninvited is you. Also, even if I'm being harassed, it's my personal business. Please don't ask, okay? Tang Bao asked patiently. How can I do that? Your business is my business. I know that I came abruptly, but don't worry, I don't mean any harm. I really like you, so much that I can't wait to marry you. I can't wait to kick you out right now. How about it? Let's have dinner together tonight. You can't reject me again. You've already rejected me once. Can you bear to do that? I can't bear to do that. Chen Yao. Huh, you're calling my name? Although it's not Yao Yao, it's still better than Miss Chun. It means that our relationship has improved. Besides, I really have something important to tell you this time. Something important? I want to sign a contract with your company, okay? My brother and I will make a lot of money for you. Tang Bao now had a headache whenever he saw Chen Yao. If she appeared in front of him every day, wouldn't she go crazy? How about it? Sign it. I'll make money for you for free, and you'll provide food and accommodation for me. Isn't it a good deal? A pie falling from the sky? Xinwu 799. Chapter 1131. Tang Bao looked at her and held his breath. He did not curse. Do you want me to call Meng Shi? Chen Yao's face fell when she heard Meng Shi's name. No need, right? Why would you call him? I'll make the decision myself. I won't sign you. You keep bothering me here. Either I call Meng Shi or I call security. Tang Bao felt that Chen Yao was not an ordinary weirdo. At least, she hadn't seen her before. When he talked to her, it was as if she wasn't on the same channel as him. He couldn't hear the rejection in her words at all. Okay, I know I'm bothering you. I'll come again next time. Chen Yao stood up and left the office. Tang Bao was stunned for a moment. She actually left obediently after saying that, But why did she say she would come again next time? She should have told the security not to let such a person in, right? Sign her. Tang Bao had goosebumps all over his body just thinking about it. In fact, Chen Yao didn't leave at all. After she went downstairs, she looked left and right. Tango had clearly bought roses just now. Where did the flowers go? Who did he give them to? There was no smell of flowers in her office at all. It didn't make sense for him to give the flowers away so quickly, unless he gave them to a little vixen in the studio. Chen Yao walked to a staff member's desk and sat down. She asked softly, "Who did Mr. Tang give the roses to?" The staff member's expression changed slightly. "I don't know." She didn't dare to say that this woman was Mr. Tang's family member. If she said that Mr. Tang gave the roses to T, wouldn't it cause a war? She didn't dare to burn T, but wouldn't Mr. Tang's house be in chaos? You don't know? Chen Yao looked into the staff member's eyes and realized that she didn't dare to look at her. If this wasn't guilt, what was it? She deliberately tried to fish for information. "You don't have to hide it from me. I already know." The staff member's expression changed again. "You know, I think it's very normal. Mr. Tang gave the flowers to the young emperor because they're friends. They have a good relationship." She deliberately didn't say roses and only said flowers. This surprised Chen Yao. "A man?" "Yes." Chen Yao thought that she would be able to find a little vixen, but she didn't expect it to be a man. But why would Tang Ge give a man flowers? Or roses? No way. Even if he was a man and they were just friends, she wouldn't agree. Anyway, Tang Ge was the man she liked. No one could get close to him, not even men or women. "Where's the young emperor?" In T." "T? Okay, I got it. Don't worry, I'll compliment you more in front of Tang Ge in the future. By then, you'll definitely have a meteoric rise." Thank you." The staff was completely dumbfounded. However, it wasn't bad to be favored by the lady boss. Chen Yao turned around and walked towards T. The staff member was stunned when he saw the direction Chen Yao went. Was she going to find trouble with the young master? But was he sure? She actually dared to cause trouble for the young master? Was this for real? The staff member was a little frightened. Xiao Ding walked over. "What's wrong? Why did she go to T?" Xiao Ding also saw Chen Yao walking towards T and was puzzled. I don't know if I should say it. I might have accidentally said something wrong." Tang Bao walked out of the office and was about to go to the meeting room when he almost bumped into Xiao Ding, who was entering the office in a panic. "What are you doing? Are you in a hurry?" Tang Bao frowned. "President Tang, your wife might have gone to find the young emperor." "Wife? What the hell?" "Yes. No, who is my wife? Why would she go to find the young emperor?" Xiao Ding said. "Isn't the woman who was looking for you just now your wife?" "What nonsense are you talking about?" Tang Bao cursed in his heart. What did he do to give her such an illusion? "Isn't it? But she went to T to find the young emperor." Tang Bao had a headache. "Why did she go to find the young emperor?" "Because she found out that the roses you bought were sent to T and given to the young emperor." "So, F***CK. Tang Bao finally burst out with vulgarities. She turned around and ran towards T. She hoped that the person at the front desk would open her eyes and not let that lunatic Chen Yao go in. Damn it. Why did such things always happen to her? Tang Bao felt that if she ran as fast as she did when she was in school, she wouldn't have failed her sports exam. She rushed to the front desk of T. Did a woman come in, wearing a beige dress? She went to the young emperor's office. Why did you let her go up? Tang Bao was going crazy. The receptionist was dumbfounded. What was wrong with President Tang? Oh, it was as if he was facing a great enemy. President Tang, don't misunderstand. That woman shouldn't have anything to do with the young emperor. Tang Bao was depressed. Who asked her this? She stopped talking and quickly turned around and ran towards Di Haoyan's office. Tang Bao had never felt that the elevator was as slow as it was today. She couldn't wait to grow wings on her back so that she could fly up immediately. Tang Bao rushed directly into Di Haoyan's office like a rocket. Inside, there were Gu Linshin, Di Haoyan, the secretary, and Chen Yao. Tang Bao felt that she was about to suffocate, especially when she saw the creepy smile on Di Haoyan's face. Are you done? This I'm done. Tang Bao's smile was especially stiff. Did Di Hao Yin already know something? If he didn't know something, why would Chun Yao be standing here? And she had said that Chun Yao was a lunatic. At this time, she still couldn't take the hint. She angrily pulled Tang Bao to the vase. Did you give this to him? Why did you give roses to another man? Explain it to me clearly. Tang Bao closed her eyes in despair. Questioning was one thing, but why was she being so aggressive, as if he had betrayed her? The atmosphere in the entire office suddenly dropped. It felt like they had fallen into hell. Tang Bao felt cold all over. She flung Chun Yao's hand away. Because I like men. I like that person. Tang Bao pointed directly at Di Hao Yin. In this life, I will only give him flowers. I only like him. Without him, I would choose to die. Do you understand? Di Hao Yin, do you understand? My feelings for you can be seen by the sun and the moon. She said this for Di Hao Yin to hear. She hoped that he wouldn't be angry. Then what am I? Chen Yao felt so wrong that she wanted to cry. Tang Bao was about to speak when Di Hao Yin said coldly, Yeah, what is she? I really want to know. Tang Bao looked at Di Hao Yin pitifully. She looked especially innocent. She wanted to cry even more, okay? Add. Hongsha 866. Chapter 1132. Now, she finally understood what it meant to have a disaster fall from the sky. Gu Linshin had no intention of leaving. It would be a pity if he didn't watch such a good show. The secretary wanted to leave, but he felt that if he stood up now, would he be too conspicuous? What if he was swept away? Lose his job? Thinking about his promising career, he didn't dare to move. He tried to shrink his body as much as possible. Say something. Why aren't you saying anything? How can you like men? I don't believe it. Chun Yao refused to give up. Tang Bao really wanted to knock her out with a brick. But if Chun Yao feigning could solve the problem, he would really do it. I like men. The news I saw on the internet is true. Then why are you still in a room with a woman? Are you bisexual? Tang Bao's head was about to explode. Go, go, go. Get out now. As he spoke, he pushed Chun Yao. You're not allowed to leave. Di Hao Yin ordered. Tang Bao was about to go crazy. Di Hao Yin, can you stop fooling around? I'm fooling around? Di Hao Yin's eyes sharpened with a scary glow. Tang Bao was so scared that he shrank back. Then, he vented his anger on Chun Yao. What's wrong with you? I've only met you 3 times. Can you stop acting like you're my girlfriend? Isn't 3 times enough? The first time you looked at me, I felt that you liked me. You always give me that feeling. Tang Bao was stunned. Then, he was so angry that he laughed. What are you laughing at? Chun Yao asked. Tang Bao laughed and didn't say anything. She felt that she would really go crazy if she talked to a lunatic. Tangu? Chun Yao asked. Are you so happy because you saw me? Are you the director of a mental hospital? Tang Bao was furious. Chun Yao wanted to say something, but Di Hao Yin said coldly, Are you two done looking? If you're done, then get out. Gu Linshin's expression turned ugly. I want to see it. Really, I've never seen someone like you who would burn the bridge after crossing it. You can even anger me by doing business. After saying that, he stood up. The secretary ran very quickly. By the time Gu Linshin stood up, he was already out of the room. When Gu Linshin walked past Tang Bao, he said, You're really lucky with women. Then, he sneered and left. Tang Bao, what a guy who kicked a man when he was down. Then, she met Di Hao Yin's cold and ruthless eyes, and her scalp went numb. Chun Yao, who was here, had no intention of leaving. Her eyes were fixed on her. There was a strong signal in his eyes that said, I like you. Tang Bao felt that it was useless to talk. Look carefully, there's only one person I like. After Tang Bao finished speaking, he walked in front of Di Hao Yin and kissed his thin lips. His hand was still wrapped around Di Hao Yin's neck. It wasn't just a kiss, it was a deep kiss. It was active and passionate. Di Hao Yin's heart twitched slightly. It felt so good to be kissed by her forcefully. Wait, what was he thinking? He was angry. Chun Yao, who was standing there, watched in disbelief as Tang Bao kissed a man forcefully. She didn't move. Tang Bao kissed himself until he was dizzy. Then, he looked at Chen Yao. Did you see clearly? What was this? In order to prove his sexual orientation, he had to kiss Di Hao Yin in front of a woman. If possible, she really wanted to take off her clothes and let Chen Yao see clearly. Tang Ge, are you kissing a man on purpose to anger me? I don't believe that you like a man. Tang Bao thought, what do you mean? Do you want me to do it on the spot for you to believe me? He felt that he couldn't communicate with Chen Yao anymore. I'll call your brother. You don't have to call him. I'll leave on my own, okay? But it's true that I like you. I hope you won't continue to hurt my heart. With that, Chen Yao left. Tang Bao watched as the office door closed. The sudden silence seemed so unsettling. The danger and oppression in the air made her nervous, especially when she was still sitting on Di Hao Yin. So, she stood up and stood a few steps away. Looking at the thin lips that were a little red from her kiss, she smiled embarrassedly and asked, You don't really believe what Chen Yao said, do you? You can see that she's not normal. Tang Bao nodded and told Di Hao Yin that there was something wrong with Chen Yao's brain. So, you're saying that if I'm calculative, my brain will be the same as hers? Di Hao Yin asked calmly and terrifyingly. Tang Bao nodded and then shook his head violently. Di Hao Yin leaned back slightly, looking lazy but dangerous. Indeed, you have good luck with women. You're even better at attracting women than I am. How can that be? The number of women who like you can circle the earth 3 times. Tang Bao immediately flattered him. Di Hao Yin's gaze sharpened. So, you want to compare yourself with me? Tang Bao took a step back and looked at him guardedly. Di Hao Yin, let me tell you, you really can't blame me for this. I'm really in trouble. I don't even know what's wrong with this Chen Yao. I'm inexplicably entangled with her. I'm also in a dilemma, okay? Previously, I've already avoided women as much as I could. I also don't know why this Chen Yao would like me. Who is she? Di Hao Yin asked coldly. She's Meng Shi's sister. Tang Bao felt that it was better to be honest. Oomph. Di Hao Yin suddenly sneered. It's not enough to have Meng Shi. Now that both siblings have taken a liking to you, how are you going to deal with them? Meng Shi's my artist. That's impossible. Chen Yao is even more difficult to deal with. After all, I'm a woman. Tang Bao inched to Di Hao Yin's side. Di Hao Yin, look, I've already said it very clearly. I only like you. If you don't believe me, you can touch my heart and feel it. Chapter 1133. Di Hao Yin's lower abdomen tightened, and his breathing became labored. This little thing was doing it on purpose. Dear hubby, since I like you so much, can you not be angry? Tang Bao acted coquettishly and shamelessly. She looked at Di Hao Yin's tense face and laughed in her heart, but she still pretended to be innocent. You are the most amazing man in my heart, the man I like the most. Don't be angry, okay? Tang Bao looked at Di Hao Yin, who was still holding back. The veins on his forehead were popping out. Tang Bao thought to herself, let's see how long you can hold back. Hence, she slid down from Di Hao Yin's lap like a fish, tilted to the side, and kissed him. Ah? Di Hao Yin's body suddenly tensed up, and he growled. Tang Bao's face turned red. Wasn't this reaction too big? However, other than coaxing Di Hao Yin like this, she really couldn't think of any other way. However, just as she stuck out her red and tender tongue, the office door was pushed open. Tang Bao froze and turned around. She saw Gu Linshan coming back and Luo Luoli following behind him. Luo Luoli stared at Tang Bao in shock. Di Hao Yin covered his eyes with the documents beside him and looked at Gu Linshan with a malicious expression. He wanted to kill Gu Linshan immediately. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to disturb you. It's just that Luoli said she wanted to say goodbye to her. So I came, Gu Linshan said apologetically, but it didn't feel like he was apologizing at all. At this moment, Tang Bao held her face and fell into the sofa. She thought to herself, let her explode on the spot. She was too ashamed to face anyone. Then, Gu Linshan pulled Luo Luoli, who was in a daze, over and educated her on the spot. See? Next time, if I'm angry, you can comfort me like this. It's more effective than anything else. Luo Luoli blushed and ran away. She did not expect the Tang Bao to behave like this in front of Di Hao Yin. It was really, really exciting. Please continue, Gu Linshin said and turned to leave. He even closed the door for them. However, Tang Bao was no longer in the mood to coax Di Hao Yin. She was about to go crazy and collapsed on the sofa in despair. I don't want to see anyone. I don't want to see anyone, Tang Bao wailed. Continue, Di Hao Yin ordered. Tang Bao suddenly sat up from the sofa and complained. Are you still human? I'm already like this, and you still want me to continue? How is it? Di Hao Yin asked, even though he already knew the answer. When I was doing that, You said it yourself. How am I supposed to meet people? Tang Bao wanted to cry, but had no tears. Why was she so unlucky? She was the first to be seen by Gu Linshin and Luo Luoli. Thinking about it, she wished that she could turn back time so that she would never do that again, even if Di Hao Yin was angry with her. Forget it. I'm not going to talk to you anymore. I'm going back. Tang Bao got down from the sofa. She was on the verge of breaking down. Di Hao Yin looked at her desperate expression, and a deep smile flashed across his dark eyes. He grabbed her wrist and pulled her to sit on his lap. What else do you want? Anyway, I won't continue. You're not allowed to force me. If you force me again, I'll lose my temper, Tang Bao said with a red face. This kind of thing was very shameful in itself. However, this kind of shame should have been hidden, but it was suddenly exposed in front of others. She did not want to lose face. I'm not angry anymore, Di Hao Yin said. Tang Bao was not very happy when she heard him say that. Did she still care whether Di Hao Yin was appeased or not? Now, she was completely traumatized by the shameful thing she had done. Di Hao Yin, you're so powerful. Can you turn back time? Tang Bao placed her only hope on Di Hao Yin. I can't. However, I can make them mute. Mute? No, dead people can't speak. Could you be any more ruthless? You were still dividing the Lin group with others, but now you want to silence them. How could you say that? Tang Bao did not care about Gu Linshin's life or death, but she would not hurt Luo Luoli. Forget it. I'll just bear it myself, Tang Bao said in despair. Di Hao Yin held her head and pressed her lips against his. He kissed her directly. Tang Bao blushed and blinked her eyes. Her long eyelashes brushed against Di Hao Yin's face and seemed to tickle the bottom of his heart. Do you think I should tie you to the bed and not come down? Or kill the chicken to warn the monkey? This way, no one will dare to covet my woman, Di Hao Yin said against her lips. Kill which chicken? Tang Bao asked instinctively. It was so strange that she spoke against his lips. I want to kill all of them. Hubby, I advise you to be kind. Ha ha. Di Hao Yin swept away his previous displeasure and laughed loudly. It was so deep and intimidating. Tang Bao looked at him laughing and bit her lip. It was better to laugh than to keep a cold face. In the afternoon, Tang Bao was well-behaved and obedient under Di Hao Yin's gaze. Even when they returned to the castle, she was always by Di Hao Yin's side. Di Hao Yin was not busy with anything. He would watch television with her or use her phone while he watched television. It was not until the next morning that Tang Bao had the time to call Meng Shi. In fact, she could not wait to make the call yesterday. However, she did not dare to provoke Di Hao Yin again and could only endure it. When the call went through, Meng Shi's coquettish voice came through. Little Tang Tang, did you miss me? Tang Bao knew that she could not call Meng Shi in front of Di Hao Yin. Otherwise, she and Meng Shi would be in trouble. Even if she and Meng Shi were innocent, she could not speak like this. Speak properly, Tang Bao said sternly. Are you angry? What's wrong with me calling you that? This shows that I care about you a lot. I know that you don't have that kind of interest in me, but you can't stop my thoughts. Tang Bao face-bombed. His thoughts? Forget it. Let's not talk about him for now. Thus, Tang Bao told him about Chun Yao. Your sister. Why are you scolding me? Meng Shi felt wronged. I'm referring to Chun Yao. Meng Shi immediately tensed up. What's wrong with her? Did she go to cause trouble for you? Yes, and she caused quite a lot of trouble. She went straight to T to look for Di Hao Yin. She said that she likes me, and I like her. It was very scary. You have to control her and stop making trouble like this. I'm afraid that when the time comes, Di Hao Yin will not be able to control himself and destroy her. Tang Bao was not exaggerating. She could pacify him for a while, but she could not pacify him forever. If Di Hao Yin was really angry, she would also have to hide. How could she still care about Chen Yao? This wretched girl. I knew that nothing good would come out of her entering the entertainment industry. How could my Chun family give birth to such an idiot? Don't worry, I will deal with her. But what? Tang Bao was slightly puzzled by Meng Shi's but. Come and see. Xinwu 799. Chapter 1134. Are you showing off your love to me? But Tangge, I'll do anything for you. I'm not worse than Di Hao Yin. I'll protect you and make you happy for the rest of your life. Meng Shi confessed over the phone. What's the difference between you and your sister? Tang Bao asked back. Can you save me some trouble? Your sister doesn't understand what I'm saying, but don't you understand? Why didn't I call you in front of Di Hao Yin? Isn't it because I'm afraid that he'll do something to you? When Tang Bao said this, a black figure appeared at the door of the office. He was tall, had a strong aura, and was cold and gloomy. Tang Bao, I didn't notice him at all. He was angry with Meng Shi. Tangge, are you worried about me? Meng Shi held it in for a long time and spat out this sentence. Tang Bao felt a headache coming on. What was this person's main point after talking for so long? You're my artist. What's wrong with worrying about you? Don't cause me any more trouble. Also, your sister wants to come to my studio. You should get rid of her idea as soon as possible. Okay, how can I let others compete with me for your favor? Don't even think about it. Tangge, you're mine. After saying this, Meng Shi hung up the phone. Tang Bao stared at his phone screen in a daze. They were indeed brother and sister. They were almost the same. Meng Shi had obviously rejected her and told her that she was a famous flower. Meng Shi had been well-behaved for a while, but why did he start again recently? As for Chen Yao, she wasn't too worried. Anyway, they were both women, so there was no pressure to deal with it. But how should she deal with Meng Shi? He was her artist, and she had always been protective of him at work. But when it came to feelings, she really couldn't do anything. How could she have any entanglements with a man other than Di Hao Yin? How did you find out about me? A low and cold voice sounded. Tang Bao was so scared that his hand trembled and his phone almost fell to the ground. He turned around and looked at Di Hao Yin, who was walking in. His aura was cold and oppressive. It was frightening. Why is Di Hao Yin here? Did he overhear what I said on the phone? Tang Bao immediately smiled with a fawning expression and asked, Di Hao Yin, why didn't you tell me you were coming? What a surprise. Surprise? I think it's more of a surprise than a joy. Di Hao Yin's powerful aura was overflowing, and he looked at her with a malicious expression. Of course I'm surprised and happy. Tang Bao muttered in a low voice. Di Hao Yin's face was extremely gloomy. His black eyes were ferocious and oppressive. He then turned around and left. Tang Bao was dumbfounded. Why did Di Hao Yin leave just like that? F***, he's angry. Even now, she had to go and comfort Di Hao Yin for time. Thinking about what he said on the phone just now, Tang Bao's head hurt and she chased after him. Di Hao Yin, wait for me. I have something to tell you. However, Di Hao Yin walked straight to the staircase and pretended not to hear her. Tang Bao ran over and blocked Di Hao Yin's path. He continued to smile fawningly and said, It's my fault. No, I didn't do anything wrong. Am I right? Di Hao Yin glanced at him coldly and continued to walk forward. Tang Bao continued to block him and compromised. Okay. It's my fault. I apologize to you. Di Hao Yin looked at her with a malicious expression. His sharp and cold gaze seemed to penetrate her eyes. Both of them were standing at the staircase. One of them was standing tall and straight, while the other was bending over to pull Di Hao Yin's arm and smiling fawningly. It was obvious what was going on. The staff downstairs saw it, but they did not dare to look at it. It was fine if their president Tang could look, but they did not dare to be rash with the king of D-City next door. However, although they were facing their work, Their ears were perked up to listen. Don't be angry. I've already apologized to you. This is a small matter. Can't you smile? The staff downstairs. Did you come to look for me for something? Let's go back to the office and talk. They're all here. Can you save me some face? Tang Bao deliberately lowered his voice. The staff thought, what did President Tang say? His voice was too soft to hear. What face do you want? Di Hao Yin asked coldly in a low voice. The staff suddenly understood. Ah, so President Tang was asking for face from young Master Di. This. Tang Bao looked at the staff downstairs who were working on their computers and said in a pleading tone, I'm really sincerely apologizing to you. It's my fault. No matter what I did wrong, let's go back to the office first. Then, he pulled Di Hao Yin back into the office. Then, he closed the office door tightly to ensure that no one would come in. Di Hao Yin looked coldly at her guilty expression. After Tang Bao finished all the confidentiality work, he walked in front of Di Hao Yin. I actually just made a call to Meng Shi and asked him to help solve his sister's problem. Wasn't Chun Yao his sister? I was afraid that you would be unhappy. That's why I did that. I did all of this for our own good. Then explain. What do you mean by you're worried about other men? Tang Bao understood what Di Hao Yin was referring to. He's what I meant. It's normal to be worried, right? And I'm worried about work, nothing else. You're thinking the wrong way. Work is not allowed. Di Hao Yin's eyes sharpened. It was too scary. Okay. I'm not worried about work. I'm just worried about how much money I have. Is that okay? Tang Bao asked gloomily. You seem to be unwilling? Di Hao Yin asked in an oppressive manner. Tang Bao was stunned. Then, he smiled and looked extremely happy. Of course not. Why would I be unwilling? I only have you in my heart, Xiao Bao. But did you come to see me for something? Can't I come to see you for nothing? Of course not. Tang Bao went along with him. Even if Di Hao Yin said that the sun rose from the west, she would still nod. God, she felt that she really spoiled Di Hao Yin too much. She completely spoiled him without any principles. Everyone else thought that only Di Hao Yin spoiled her. But in fact, why did Di Hao Yin look like he was begging to be spoiled every day? Just as Tang Bao was making all kinds of guesses, a shadow covered her. Before she could react, she fell backward and sat on the sofa. His long eyelashes fluttered as he looked at the shadow above him in shock. His handsome face was shrouded in gloom. Tang Bao did not dare to move. I've already been very generous to you. Don't challenge my bottom line. Tang Bao really wanted to ask, how exactly are you being generous? She was just doing her job, as usual. Okay, she was a little confused about her relationship, but she did not want to do this. Tang Bao raised his hand and made a swearing gesture. I swear to God, my body is yours. My heart is yours. Heaven and earth can be my witness. Hongcha 866. Chapter 1135. No change in expression could be seen on Di Hao Yin's face, but Tang Bao could clearly feel that Di Hao Yin's cold aura had lessened a lot. She was really a pitiful little girl, being oppressed by Di Hao Yin. Swear? Was this kind of oath useful? But it could soothe Di Hao Yin's hair. Di Hao Yin, this time you... Before Tang Bao could finish her words, a shadow covered her, and her small mouth was swallowed. Tang Bao was forced to bear it, and her jaw was tightly clamped. In fact, she would not have resisted even if she had not been clamped. This was just because Di Hao Yin was too domineering and strong. After the kiss, Tang Bao was almost dizzy from the lack of oxygen. Her head rested on the back of the sofa, her vision blurred, and her breathing rapid. Attend a banquet with me tonight. Huh? What banquet? The successful acquisition of Lin Group. Tang Bao's brain was slow to react. This was too fast, wasn't it? It had only been a few days, and they were celebrating? Hey, Lin Group was still lying unconscious in the hospital. You're holding a celebration banquet? Is this good? It's not good. However, looking at Di Hao Yin and Gu Linshin's actions, she really did not feel that there was anything bad about it. Therefore, this was the saying that the business world was like a battlefield, and the big fish ate the small fish. If you did not have the ability to protect yourself, you would end up being taken away. Just like between her and Di Hao Yin, she was also taken away by Di Hao Yin. If Di Hao Yin was not as good as Di Junbai, she would now be Di Junbai's woman, not Di Hao Yin's. Therefore, this kind of thing could not be blamed on others for being too strong, but on herself for being too weak and incompetent. You don't want to go? Di Hao Yin's eyes were filled with hostility. No, no. What do I wear tonight? Men's or women's clothes? Tang Bao asked. Men's clothes. You brought a man to attend the banquet with you? Although Tang Bao had already guessed what Di Hao Yin would say to her, she still couldn't believe it. Di Hao Yin really didn't care about his reputation at all. She brought a man to an important party. The key point was that this man had a scandal with her. Wasn't this more certain of her identity? Di Hao Yin asked. What's the problem? I have no problem with that. I'm just worried about your reputation. You think too much. Tang Bao was indeed overthinking, so she did not say anything. However, he thought of another question and asked, Do you have something to do this afternoon? I'm fine. This is a banquet. There's no rush, right? If I go to your place in the afternoon, you can tell me. Tang Bao did not understand. If I didn't come over, how would I know that you called another man behind my back? Di Hao Yin's face was gloomy. Here we go again. Tang Bao quickly wrapped her arms around Di Hao Yin's neck and said coquettishly, No, you're my sweetheart. I only have eyes for you. After saying that, she even kissed Di Hao Yin on the lips. She was all smiles. Di Hao Yin looked at the way she changed the topic. Although it was not a very clever way, it was very effective. When he was kissed, the cold air on his body would instantly heat up. To him, Tang Bao had always been someone who did not need any provocation to have a strong reaction, and it was a very strong one. Tang Bao saw that Di Hao Yin did not say anything and just looked at her. However, the deep and dangerous look in his eyes made Tang Bao instinctively tense up. This feeling was really too familiar. Looking down, Tang Bao's face suddenly froze. She quickly reached out to stop him. No, no, no. I still have work to do. Besides, lunch is in less than an hour. Don't forget, I still have to attend the banquet tonight. You don't want me to be too tired to go, right? She used all kinds of reasons to stop Di Hao Yin. Di Hao Yin's dark eyes flashed with a devilish luster. You're right. So, in order to let you have a good night's sleep in the afternoon, it's better to do it now. 1 hour. Can you satisfy me? Tang Bao knew Di Hao Yin very well. 1 hour was just a meal. It's better than nothing. Di Hao Yin held her chin and was about to kiss her. Wait. Tang Bao exclaimed. She stared at him in shock and resisted. I don't want to. Let me tell you, a forcibly picked melon is not sweet. It's okay. Huh? Quench my thirst. Tang Bao was stunned. Di Hao Yin, have you become so shameless? In order to do this, Di Hao Yin was willing to say anything. Hurry up. Di Hao Yin said, and could not wait to kiss Tang Bao's little mouth. Soon, Tang Bao could not take it anymore. The employees downstairs. Did you guys see it just now? I still think it's like a couple quarreling. That's right. And it's President Tang who made the young master angry. Xiao Ding, who was standing at the side, felt like the wall of self-deception was about to change sides. Seriously, she could not refute for Tang Ge. That was really a quarrel between a couple. Tang Ge even pulled Di Hao Yin back to the office. That scene was too sweet, wasn't it? Why do you think the young master and President Tang haven't come out of the office yet? I don't know. Could it be that they kissed and hugged each other too high? Ha. Doesn't President Tang have a family? It should be brotherly love, right? Can you not speak against your conscience? Brotherly love can be seen at a glance. That's right. The way the young master looks at President Tang is not right, okay? It's completely doting. Even if he's angry, it seems like he's doting on President Tang from head to toe. It would be a pity if President Tang is married. How good would it be if he's divorced? Then he can follow the young master legitimately. I think President Tang definitely doesn't love his wife at home. Marriage is just a smokescreen. The person he really loves is the young master. I think so too. When they said it out loud, Their minds were immediately filled with various versions of true love. Shouting could not listen anymore. She did not want to participate, but she could not let this trend grow. Even if it was true, it was Tang Ji's business. They should not talk about it here. Don't talk nonsense here. Work is more important. Don't forget, our drama is about to start filming, Xiao Ding reminded. Sister Ding, don't worry. When it's time to work, we will definitely not drag you down. It's the same for gossip. That's right. Also, we're not talking nonsense. Sister Ding, didn't you see it just now? To be honest, if the young master and President Tang really love each other, we won't discriminate. Instead, we hope that they can be together. They look so compatible, even more so than a male and female leads in novels. Xiao Ding, this bunch of fujoshis. Tang Bao only took a nap in the afternoon. As the filming was about to start, she had to be prepared, so she wanted to go back to the studio. However, Di Hao Ian did not allow it. Why? Tang Bao was stunned. Di Hao Ian, I have my own company. Don't mess around. My drama is about to start. Bring it here. Here? Are you kidding me? Di Hao Ian's office has become my office? Attention. Hongsha 866. Chapter 1136. Is there a problem? Di Hao Ian's dark eyes looked at her sharply, and his aura was very oppressive. No, she didn't dare to say that there was. I'll go get it. We're the employees below for. Get them to bring it over. Di Hao Ian was not angry. Tang Bao was speechless, but she couldn't persuade Di Hao Ian, so she could only call someone to bring it over. Sister Ding, what are you doing? Xiao Ding carried the notebook and other documents downstairs and was asked by the staff. Bring it to President Tang. The staff was in disbelief. So, you're going to the young master's office? A female employee came over with a generous look on her face. Sister Ding, leave this kind of hard work to me. I'll do it. You can rest. No, I'll do it. Sister Ding usually takes care of me. It's best if I do it. No, I'll go. Sister Ding paid for the bus fare home yesterday. I can't be too ungrateful. Don't fight with me. Go aside. Sister Ding, I'll go. I'll go. I'll go. Xiao Ding looked at the staff, fighting to be the first, and felt a headache coming on. Couldn't she understand what they were thinking? I'm President Tang's assistant. If I don't do it, what will President Tang think of me? And this is my duty. You have your work too. After Xiao Ding finished speaking, she walked out of the studio and headed towards tea. The staff could only stomp their feet. It was a pity. Why weren't they President Tang's assistants? Did President Tang still need an assistant? Xiao Ding smoothly sent the document to the highest authoritative floor. Sitting in the elevator, she felt her legs go weak, and she was very nervous. Sigh, people who haven't seen the world are like this. Most importantly, she was frightened by the aura inside. It was as if the young master's aura was everywhere. When she reached the office door, she was a little nervous. Should she knock or call President Tang? She felt that this door wasn't something a commoner like her could touch. Have you brought the documents? The secretary walked over. Xiao Ding looked at the man wearing glasses. He was tall, slender, and had the aura of an elite. She quickly said, Yes, President Tang asked me to bring it over. Give it to me. I'll bring it over. Oh, okay, thank you. You're welcome. You're the assistant, and I'm the secretary. Maybe we'll have more contact in the future. Yes. Xiao Ding was a little confused as he watched the secretary knock on the door and enter. The door closed again. Was this person the young master's secretary? One elite. The people in the studio said that young Master D's secretary's academic qualifications were very high. She was the kind of top student who skipped grades. That's right. To be the young master's secretary, one needs to be very observant and intelligent. Otherwise, one wouldn't be able to keep up with the young master's pace. The difference between them was like the difference between heaven and earth. Okay. This was the elite man that the group of women in the studio wanted. Every day, they wanted to meet the elite of T. But until now, no one had been seduced. Looks like he's not easy to hook up with. That's right, if he's so easy to hook up with, how can he survive in T? The door opened and the secretary walked out. The documents are complete. There's no problem. All right, then I'll be leaving. Xiao Ding turned around and left. The secretary was also about to turn around, but she realized that the little assistant was actually walking with her hands and feet. Ugh! Why was she so nervous for the first time at tea? Shouting only returned to normal after walking out of tea. She covered her chest with her hand. Her heart was still beating so fast. She steadied herself before heading to the studio. As soon as she entered, she was surrounded by people. Sister Ding, how was it? What do you mean, how was it? Xiao Ding was shocked by the enthusiastic treatment. What's the young master's office like? Wasn't it especially imposing? Luxurious? Are you amazed? I didn't go in, Xiao Ding said. Ah, you didn't go in? Why didn't you go in? The others found it a pity. Do you think that anyone can enter the young master's office? You're thinking too much. Xiao Ding pushed him away and went to her seat. The staff followed her. Sister Ding, did you see the young master's secretary? I saw him. Is he very handsome? No, young Master D. Xiao Ding told the truth. That's for sure. I saw him from afar before. Although he's not particularly handsome, he's still very charming. That's right. Xiao Ding glanced at them and thought, as long as he's an elite at tea, you'll all say that he's handsome. Don't you think I don't know you? Tang Bao worked in Di Hao Yan's office for the whole afternoon. When she was hungry, food and drinks were sent up. Di Hao Yan even sent it to her mouth. She only realized that Di Hao Yan fed it when she ate it. It made her blush, and she had to pretend to be calm. This made her lose the mood to work, so she simply asked Di Hao Yan to stay away from her. Otherwise, she would go back to the studio. Di Hao Yan could only sit back in his seat with a cold face. The afternoon's work was done quite well. Just as she put away her work, Di Hao Yan's phone rang. If his phone rang, it couldn't be an internal matter at tea. Di Hao Yan looked at it and answered. Daddy, what's the matter? Di Hao Yan's voice softened. When Tang Bao heard this voice, he knew that it was the children who were calling. Otherwise, Di Hao Yan wouldn't have such a voice. I want to take Xiao Bao and the others to the dessert shop to buy some food. Calculating the time, the car that would pick up the children should be on the way. Di Hao Yan agreed. Okay, pass the phone to Zhang Chao. Young Master D, Zhang Chao said. Go back after you buy the food. Don't stay outside. Yes. Di Hao Yan hung up. Tang Bao had already walked in front of Di Hao Yan and asked, What's wrong? The car is on the way. We're going to buy some cake. It's Air Bao, right? Yes. It must be to coax Xiao Bao. He's simply a sissy maniac. Di Hao Yan pulled her over and made her fall on his body. Why, are you jealous? Tang Bao met Di Hao Yan's dangerous black eyes and said no. Even if it wasn't dangerous, she wouldn't say that she was jealous. It was a good thing that he was good to Xiao Bao. You don't need anything else as long as you have your husband to dote on you. Although she wasn't jealous, Di Hao Yan's words were cold and domineering. That's my son. What's wrong with my son doting on me? Is it not allowed? It's good that you know. Tang Bao pulled Di Hao Yan's face with her two small hands. You're so domineering. The children got out of the car and were escorted into the dessert shop by the bodyguards. When Xiao Bao entered, she was attracted by the cakes inside. Although there were cakes at home, they were different from those outside. Hence, she looked at the cakes placed in the glass window with envy. Bao asked, Do you like them? Xiao Bao nodded. I like them. Bao said to the shop assistant domineeringly, I want all of them. Xinwu, $7.99. Chapter 1137. The salesperson was stunned. All of them? There were more than 60 of them inside. Was this for real? Should she listen to a child's words? But that gaze of his made it hard for her to refuse. Zhang Chao walked over. Pack them all up. Yes. The salesperson couldn't help but take another look at Zhang Chao. She thought to herself, this is the first time I've seen such a way of buying a cake. And with the bodyguards outside, the salesperson didn't dare to be negligent at all. She quickly followed the other employees to pack the cake. Brother, isn't this too much? I can't finish it. Xiao Bao tugged at Bao's clothes timidly. Deep Bowling leaned against the glass cabinet nonchalantly and said, Throw it away if you can't finish it. Xiao Bao didn't say anything. It's okay. I'll eat it with you. If you can't finish it, just put it in the fridge, Bao said. Okay, I want to give it to Mommy too. Mommy likes it too. Xiao Bao smiled happily at the thought of her mommy. Di Bowling didn't say anything. Even if the cake was put in the fridge, it would be thrown away as a disposal product. Everything in the castle was fresh, but they would make an identical cake before throwing it away. She thought he didn't know. Just then, a customer came in to buy desserts. It was a woman in her 30s holding a 3-year-old girl's hand. The girl's face was still covered in tears. Xiao Bao looked over and felt that she was a little pitiful. Why was she crying? Why are there no desserts? The woman asked as she looked at the empty glass cabinet. I'm sorry. If you want it, you have to wait for us to make it, the employee said apologetically. How long will it take? The woman asked. 2 hours. So long? I still have to take the child to the hobby class. I don't have time. Can't you hurry up? The woman asked. I'm sorry. If I hurry, the cake won't be able to make it. Oh. The little girl who was being held cried again. The woman was a little impatient. Can you stop crying? You cry so easily. What's there to cry about? I'm sorry, Mommy. You're either apologizing or crying all day long. Do you have any good points? Are you trying to anger me to death? The woman was furious. Mommy, right? Don't apologize. If you really let me down, then leave with your biological mother, the woman said angrily. Xiao Bao's expression changed. She stared blankly at the little girl who looked just like her. The woman was resentful. I shouldn't have adopted you back then. You're not my biological child. How much have I suffered for you? Look, I got hurt because of you. As he spoke, he pulled up his sleeves and showed it to the little girl. His arm was full of blisters, as if he had been scalded by something. It was so disgusting that Xiao Bao took a step back in fright. It was as if the blistered flesh had grown on her mother's arm. She didn't want it. Why do you insist on following me? I've only raised you for 3 years. I'm just your adoptive mother. I'm not related to you by blood. Why didn't you leave with your biological mother when she came over yesterday? Huh? Why? Bao immediately pulled Xiao Bao, who was in a daze, over. Let's go. Xiao Bao forcefully pulled her hand back. Bao was stunned. What's wrong? Xiao Bao's eyes were filled with tears. Brother, give my cake to her, okay? I have a lot of it anyway. Bao didn't want to give it to her. He felt that he shouldn't throw it away. But seeing that Xiao Bao was about to cry, he could only say to Zhang Chao, give it to both of them. With that said, he pulled Xiao Bao's hand and dragged her out of the cake shop. Zhang Chao gave the cake to the mother and daughter. The woman immediately smiled and said, Thank you. Thank you. Zhang Chao asked the little girl, Is this your mommy? The little girl nodded fearfully. The woman quickly said, Yes, she's adopted. I didn't want to raise her at all. Since you raised her, you should be responsible. You shouldn't say such things in public. It's traumatizing for the child. The woman really wanted to say, Aren't you being a busybody? But this man didn't look like someone to be trifled with. She nodded and smiled. Okay, I'll be careful next time. After Zhang Chao left, Mia, whose back was facing them, turned around and looked at the mother and daughter who were about to leave. She thought of a good plan and smiled. She was passing by and wanted to buy herself something to drink. She didn't expect to see such a scene. The heavens really had eyes. Xiao Bao, who was sitting in a car, was even more silent than before. She looked out of the car window and didn't say a word. Bao looked at Xiao Bao and knew that she was overthinking what had just happened. Then he saw the silent Xiao Bao cry. Deep Bowling's expression was cold as he frowned. Why are you crying? Other people's business has nothing to do with you. Xiao Bao rubbed her eyes with her little hand and wiped away her tears. I'm not crying. How can that person be compared to Mommy? Deep Bowling asked, his expression not looking too good. Xiao Bao quickly shook her head, not because she was afraid of Deep Bowling, but because she didn't want to confuse that woman with Mommy. After returning to the castle, Zhongli saw that Xiao Bao's eyes were red and asked anxiously, What's wrong? Who bullied you? I'll beat him to death. No one bullied me, Xiao Bao said pitifully. If no one, then why are your eyes red? Don't cry. My heart will ache. Zhongli was afraid that her tears would fall and said quickly. Then he asked Zhang Chao behind him, What's wrong? Zhang Chao shook his head. Zhang Li understood the look and pulled the three children down. Lian walked over. What happened? Zhang Chao told him what happened in the dessert shop. Lian was also conflicted. How did something like this happen? I didn't expect it either. If I knew, I definitely wouldn't have brought them to the dessert shop. Tang Bao followed Di Haoyin to the banquet. Gu Linshan and Luo Luoli were also there. However, Luo Luoli was a woman, while Tang Bao was a man. Originally, they were both Di Haoyin and Gu Linshan's companions. Later on, it was the two of them who fought. You asked us to come, but you didn't even let us drink. The two of them walked to a corner with food next to them. Tang Bao complained as she ate. You, on the other hand, drank fruit juice. Because I'm a woman and you're a man. Luo Luoli laughed at her. If young master didn't drink for you, who knows how drunk you would have been. Besides, you drank the same as me later on. How can it be the same? I'm a man. It's good to drink fruit juice and hold a glass of wine. Tang Bao frowned. I should have worn women's clothes. To be honest, I'm used to wearing men's clothes. I'm not used to wearing women's clothes anymore. It's okay. It's best if young master likes it. Tang Bao thought that if Di Haoyin liked it, then he would make her wear men's clothes for the rest of her life so that others wouldn't see her. She didn't struggle. She worked in the entertainment industry and had all kinds of flashy things. If she provoked anything, Di Haoyin would skin her alive. Beauty novel Hongcha 866 that you're tuning in to the Warrior Lore YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.